What's up? What's up?
Station, baby.
Station, brother.
Pop, boom, man. How y'all doing?
What's up? What's up?
Doing pretty good, man. Happy early New Year to my brothers.
Yeah, I almost call it New Year's Eve today, but I was like, no, tomorrow is New Year's Eve.
Right.
It's the Eve.
Right.
Fable heard it wasn't New Year's Eve. He's like, well, fuck it, I'm out.
Oh, I'm out.
Yeah, though, I was debating on doing it tomorrow, but I just figured most people don't want to chill, watch that lame-ass ball drop with their family, so...
I'm still waiting for my balls to drop.
Yeah. One day.
It's a lifelong process.
I'm sick and tired of staying at home watching my balls drop. So.
Watch it on the cock.
I've been definitely wanting to do this one for a New Year special, but I figured this finally kind of landed right on time for the show, you know. So thought no better time, you know. So I've always enjoyed this one. We'll see what you guys think. But if you're new, like, subscribe, come check us out. Usually we're here every Saturday. This is a very, very rare occasion that you'll catch us all here on Friday.
It's a DHS special presentation.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the first, right?
Yep.
I should have ripped off that special presentation logo for the beginning.
Little New Year's special present, New Year's Eve special presentation. Creepshow season 3 was selling very well at Walmart. No, it's nuts.
Phil's Keaton on the Walmart news.
No, that was just like random. I just saw
Tonight at Walmart, blue light special, New Year's Eve. Get your special now.
But yeah, 1980, Terror Train came out with Jamie Lee. I was trying to think, man. I swear she did. There's 3 movies, because obviously I know Robbie knows, at least back in the day, the horror films were so cheap to make, so they're busting them out left and right. So they're cheap to make, first off, but they're even cheaper to make in Canada. So a lot of films got shot in Canada back in the early 80s just because it was so cheap to film out there, and Canada was just like, please come out here.
Now they're all filmed in Canada.
They were begging.
Filmed a lot of X-Men movies in Canada as well.
Oh, I'm sure, man. I mean, I'm sure that it's still pretty cheap to film out there. I don't know how cheap.
There's like tax shelters and stuff, right?
Yeah.
There's like things like that.
Yeah. Funny thing is, as I was looking up to see what year this was, showed Tubi original for a fucking dumbass remake for this, which I'm sure is god awful.
Another remake that Dylan hates that he's never going to watch.
It's free. Don't need to watch it.
Oh, dude, I'm not wasting my time with all those commercials. What is the third, man? I'm trying to see what.
Well, she went straight from Prom Night to this, and then I got to imagine The Fog right after this.
No, it was Halloween.
No, she did.
Then Terror Train.
Jamie Lee Curtis was in the original Fog.
Then
she
it
was
was
that movie. I Just Got Road Games in Australia in '81.
I kept thinking that was one of the overseas ones,
and
but
then I think
it was Road Games.
She also, and it counts. She did that Terror in the Isles, that clip show movie. She was in it, so I guess that kind of counts.
Yeah, she was in that.
Yeah,
with Donald Pleasance.
She wasn't in it like Nancy, or what was it, Nancy Allen, or what was her name?
It is Nancy Allen, yeah.
She was a host. She hosted one of the segments.
She did a couple. It wasn't much. I don't remember.
I think there's more Nancy and more Donald Pleasance, but
they're like the hosts of the show. She might have just had like an interview or something.
No, she did a little bit more, but she's counted. It counts. So
does it?
It's a fucking clip show, Scarpad. It doesn't count. Come on.
Yeah, well, I don't even
that
see
was a
her.
clip show that was in the movies. That movie's done very well over the years.
I don't even see. It doesn't even show her in her IMDb. Yeah. So. What year did that one come out?
It says Prom Night, Road Games, The Fog, Halloween 2, and Terror Train. What year was Halloween 2?
Halloween 2 is 1980 or 81, right?
81? Yeah, 81.
I guess the question would be, what was her first non-horror movie after the 80s? Or in
Trading
the 80s?
Places?
Was it Trading Places?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
It says she was the narrator for The Computer and Escape to New York, but she's not really credited for it.
Oh, no shit. That's dope.
She did a movie called Money on the Side, Callahan. She did a couple TV movies. She did a few TV movies after. See, it looks like, man, after she did Halloween, The Fog, Prom Night, Terror Train, and Road Games, like, all back to back. Like, literally, she probably did those within 2 years.
Put in work.
And then she went and did She's in the Army Now. Then she did Halloween 2, Death of a Centerfold, the Dorothy Stratton story. These are all TV movies. Callahan, Money on the Side. Love Letters was the first movie she did that wasn't a TV movie. And then she did Trading Places, which I fucking love Trading Places so much.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, man, I'll tell you, this one starts off. I do enjoy Terror Train. I'll start that off. Obviously, I wouldn't have picked it if I thought it was dog shit. Even though we did review some very risky movies 2 weeks ago, I did not see two of those beforehand though. But I do enjoy this film. I think the masks the killer wears are pretty unique and cool. I like that it takes place on a train. I mean, it's definitely a little dated with the David Copperfield magic shit. But yeah.
The way he eyes people down.
He's the creepiest thing in this movie.
I think he's the sexiest man.
He's like,
well, he looked a lot like the original character, so he was the guy you wanted to, you automatically suspected.
Plus, he's wearing the Seinfeld puffy shirt.
He was the
I don't want to be a pirate. He's like fucking. What was it, Wilfred from Pieces? The Pluto guy that's like giving the super suspicious looks the whole time.
Yes,
that's him in this.
Even though they let us know who the killer is from the very beginning, pretty much.
Basically, yeah. I guess you just don't know because you kind of don't see how. I mean, you see him in the beginning, so it's kind of weird.
It's an interesting way that they do it, where you know who the killer is, but there's still a reveal, and I think that's really interesting.
Right, because they set it up so you thought it was David Copperfield. He had the same name, Ken, and he loved magic like the kid did. He was the red herring in the movie. Yeah.
Right. Well, because they say that Kenny also loves magic or something.
It's a big difference 3 years makes to go from Kenny to David Copperfield. I'm just
real shit.
Or not.
As soon as
He
I
went
saw
from
David,
no chin to a jawline.
yeah, as soon as I saw David Copperfield's girlfriend there, I knew the jig was up.
Yeah. The I do one thing that's a little goofy is like, obviously in the opening they do that
I think somebody's hot box is done. Like, what's going on?
no, dude, some fucking dumbass won't fucking hit their beeper on their car. That's what it's
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
about to go see what the fuck.
Thought Scarpad had some fucking lean cuisines in the background going off or some shit. Well, fucking Dylan left. Okay.
Well, Robbie, it's your show.
The police
Terror
are
Train
coming.
came out in 1980, Canadian produced film movie. One of the only horror films set during New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. There's New Year's Evil and there's like Bloody New Year, I think, and I can't think of many others, but
God,
Dylan is going
as soon
to
as I
continue
fucking
to
get
tell us.
up, then they turn it off. Fucking dumbasses.
And back to Dylan on Dylan.
No, can you say what you were gonna say, brother?
No, I said what I was going to say. This is one of only 3 horror movies I can think of that are themed around New Year's Eve. So,
Why the only other one I know, what, New Year's Evil?
I think there's like Bloody New Year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this probably, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen New Year's Evil, so this is probably my favorite one. I'll have to check that one out maybe tonight.
It's the only one I've seen, so it's my favorite one. That's really sound logic. Like, you're right.
That is logic, brother.
The remake, they changed it to Halloween, by the way.
They
So
did?
That's not on the list.
Oh, that's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't this one start this one was a Halloween? Or didn't
No,
start out for Halloween at the
It's a
beginning?
costume New Year's Eve party, which I don't know how many of those you guys have been to.
Right.
But
Well, maybe he means like the intro, like when they
Yeah,
put
the
campfire.
I
There
think
is
that
some-
was-
when they played the trick on the dude at the beginning, wasn't that Halloween?
I think that was New Year's Eve as well.
Yeah.
I think.
Was
I
it?
think-
And there was like 3 years later on New Year's Eve.
Mhm.
Because it's that fraternity's New Year's Eve
Right.
party that they throw.
Oh, Bash. Okay.
Right.
Which, man, that is a fucked
Oh,
up
yeah,
thing, bro, to bring that dead body in there. But what is up with this motherfucker screaming and just going?
Well, especially since every one of them was supposed to be like medical students, weren't they? Were they medical students?
You wouldn't pick up on it because you have to really pay attention. But there's this moment where Jamie Lee Curtis is like, after it happened, I went and visited him in the hospital, and he had gone crazy because he had killed somebody before, and maybe it was an accident, but he had killed somebody. So like the fact that he's carrying this guilt, like I don't know. I'm not saying you needed to add things to this movie, but you can add it a
He
little
also
bit more.
does it at the end after he kisses her.
Right.
That's where I
Freaks
I
out.
get confused with it, because then I could see why he freaks out and has that freak out in the beginning because
Right.
they're seeing a dead body, if he killed someone before. But I didn't understand why he did it at the
I
very.
thought the dude was going to hang himself in the bed seats and
Right.
then maybe have a broken neck or something, but no.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah.
He's like the android at the end of Alien.
Yeah.
When he starts freaking out and just kind of spinning
Yeah,
around the room.
he had like one scar, I think, from the inside.
What was the Pinocchio guy from Silent Night, Deadly Night?
Oh yeah.
Anyway, crazy.
Mommy.
He's trying to hump his mom and shit.
But yeah, I enjoy the movie. I think it has some pretty good cinematography. It's all on a train, man. So it's like, you got that claustrophobia that they don't really have nowhere to go. Besides different carts on the train, you got all these doctors playing pranks, or at least the doc guy playing pranks.
So was this actually shot on a train, does it say?
Yeah, this was actually shot on a real train.
It was? Okay.
Like for real. And they couldn't do any modifications to the train. So they couldn't change lights. They couldn't drill holes or anything like that. So
Okay. I thought
they
some of
were
them
literally
guy.
and the cinematographers is Kubrick's cinematographer, the guy that did Clockwork Orange and Barry Lyndon and Shining. Like this was what he did after The Shining. Was the terror train? What the fuck?
Hey,
Times
bro,
are tough.
he did a damn good job with that lighting, because the lighting was so bad in there that he made it like watchable.
Yeah,
Like,
now that
movie
you
shit.
said that.
Yeah,
He's a
without any
genius.
modifications,
And-
that's some real.
In someone else's hands, this movie wouldn't have been watchable. And I got there's a Scream Factory version, and I have like a Scorpion release version, but that actually has that's the one. That actually has a 2K scan of the inner negative, where the Scream Factory is just like a regular 1080p, so that's actually the better version to have, I'd say.
Yeah, and it's long out of print, and it's slim on special features, and I mean
that has two interviews.
Yeah, this has 2 interviews. The Scream Factory doesn't, including an interview with the director, who is the director of Tomorrow Never Dies, the James Bond.
Yeah, and Turner and Hooch.
Yeah, that shocked me.
A ton of movies. This guy had a big, long pedigree.
But
he's almost like the
Scream Factory's from 2012, so it's an early Scream Factory. So this is the one that's actually worth it. Don't overspend on the Scream Factory.
Yeah, I know
like 15, I think it's
the
like
version I watched
$15.
on ScarPad Plus, man, blew. It was terrible.
Yeah, that could possibly be the Scream Factory one.
That's a risky service to be a part of. Is ScarPad Plus? Problems there myself.
It's a freaking ripoff.
But yeah, man, I really enjoy it. I love what the lizard mask, the weird mask with the glasses in the beginning.
The mustache, that was the most interesting mask because it's
Groucho
like
mask.
you see the eyes.
Yeah. The clear mask, which kind of gives me like Alice, Sweet Alice vibes.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really it. I think there's the 3.
The lizard
mask. There's the
right?
4th, like Identity, where he's the magician's.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, don't forget
Assistant.
the monk. The monk mask is another great one. I thought, which he wears. He's the monk for like most of the 3rd act. It's the doc dude's costume. He's the monk, and he's got that.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I always just think of the mask but yeah, you're right. But yeah, dude, I enjoy this. I think Jamie Lee looks great in this because obviously in Halloween she has like her hair. Like I always just thought she looked like weird.
When they dressed her down,
Her hair always seemed so kind of like dried out in that movie. I don't know, like. And I thought
she was
Barfloozy was the look.
She was supposed to be
she looked great.
Yeah, she was supposed to be that type of character in Halloween.
Right.
I know. It's just the way her hair looks, man. Like it looks like dried out to me, like split ends type shit. Like I don't know, man. I'm not good with hair, so I don't know. That always looks worse.
Looks worse in Halloween too when it's a wig.
Oh
right?
god, that drives me nuts.
But yeah, so this one is like. I think she's like her hair looks good in Prom Night, but I think she looks great in this. I'm not a big fan of Prom Night, honestly. I always thought that movie was kind of slow.
I love Prom Night, man.
I know,
we should do that for Prom Night.
I grew up loving it, but as I got older, I didn't like it as much. I don't know why.
I haven't seen them in forever. I really like Prom Night, and I loved Prom Night 2 when I was a kid. That was one that was constantly.
Prom Night 2 is fucking awesome. Yeah. I have that on DVD.
Was that Prom Night 2? Hello, Betty Lou.
Yeah,
Very Lou.
That's a hard one to get too. So I remember I picked that up on like you could get it on like a triple feature, but it looks terrible on DVD. So I had found
Nicolas Cage is in that one, right?
What was that?
Nicolas Cage is in that, right?
No, not in that one.
No.
But I remember that. Yeah, I found that like on a single disc, and I was like, "This is the best I'll ever find it in good quality," because it's not a very good quality type movie, period. But that's a good one, man. Totally turns it upside down from how the first one is. Like it's like a revenge ghost story, you know?
Right. It goes like supernatural, doesn't it?
Yeah. Where the first one has none of that. But yeah, man. I mean, we get this kind of like we get a little trilogy of horror slashers that she did, and I like them all. Prom Night. I don't know what the fuck is going on with this dude. Otherwise, or
somebody's probably jacking his car.
But yeah, man. This is it's tough. I might say I like Road Games over this a little bit more, but Road Games and this are my 2 favorites out of Prom Night, Terror Train, and Road Games.
I never heard of Road Games.
I've never seen
one. That's got Stacy Keach, Quentin Tarantino, like raves saying that's like one of the best Australian like slasher. I forget how he considers it, but he always has raved about how
it premiered this week on ScarPad Plus.
Oh, nice! It's also free on YouTube if you don't have a ScarPad Plus subscription.
YouTube is a higher quality service than ScarPad Plus.
Customer service for ScarPad Plus is a bitch. Robots, you can't get them on the phone.
It was down the other day.
Twice.
Have y'all ever seen that movie Joyride with Paul Walker?
And Steve Zahn? or
Yeah,
I
whatever.
saw that
And
when it
Lee
first came out.
Seversky.
Yeah.
that's kind of like what Road Games is about, except Stacy Keach is also a truck driver, and he goes to this hotel, and then fucking this murder happens, and then it's
Is it
all
like
about like kind of
Hitchhiker?
truck drivers and their CB radios, and Stacy Keach is kind of looking like hitchhikers and stuff, but
And the movie gives you this real Mad Max vibe because it happened
That
about the
too.
same year, and all the cops and everything, all the scenery looks like Mad Max.
well, it's filmed in I think
Australia. Yeah.
Mad Max was probably filmed in Australia
Yes,
too.
it was. Yeah, that's
So
why
it does
gives you Mad
definitely
Max
have that
vibes.
vibe, and the poster kind of gives that vibe.
Right.
They're both real. Road Games is a fantastic movie. I recommend Joyride as well if you want to test something a little newer. I mean, it's not new, but it's early 2000s. Road Games is like 82, I think.
81, 82, yeah, something.
Yeah. But dude, I have a lot of fun with this, man. I love that it's on a train. I love all the different masks. I love Jamie Lee. I think she's not too overboard in this. She's got the iconic scream. She looks great in it. You just got a bunch of horny ass college kids fucking running around humping guys in masks that they don't
Not that
know.
horny because the guy didn't want
I
to.
think
He
it
wanted to
is,
see
man.
the.
But I have a lot of fun with it, man. It's not one I go to all the time, but I probably watch it once a year, man. Once every other year. It's a fun one for me. So, let's see. We'll start off with Robbie this time. Robbie, what did you think, brother? Overall,
I grew up with this movie, so I've seen it plenty of times before. And
Right,
when I was growing up, of course, my mom was a horror fan. My mom and my stepdad were avid movie renters, right? And I swear every third movie we watched had Jamie Lee Curtis in it, like for some reason, and it was just a thing. And so Terror Train was one that we watched, along with Halloween and Prom Night, and Trading Places. That was like the quadrilogy of Jamie Lee Curtis that I was accustomed to when I was a kid until like True Lies or something. So I hadn't actually seen it since my early 20s. And
wow.
What's that?
I said, "Oh wow, that's I didn't know you haven't seen it in that long."
Yeah, I haven't seen it since my early 20s, so that's been almost about 20 years.
God damn.
And so I know, man, we're getting old.
I can't
But
believe you're that old.
shut up.
Kevin Hart, damn.
Yeah,
God damn. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I was like, God
my
damn,
age.
old as fuck. Scarpa's older than me, I'm sure. Why Scarpa's like, I'm 38.
I just had a really hard life.
He's like that CBD drink. Them CBD drinks keep me young.
Scarpat was an extra on Kingdom of the Spiders.
Oh man, he's
Oh,
one of those
spiders.
spiders. Yeah. All right. So now I on the rewatch, I'll tell you this. I mean, this movie's got its fault. It's got its problems. This is one of those movies that's created by the producers based on the name of the concept. Hey, Halloween on a train. We're going to call it Terror Train. And so they bring in the director. He actually goes, and either him or the producers, they actually go to John Carpenter and Deborah Hill and ask for permission. They're like, hey, all these movies are ripping you off. We want your permission to rip us off. And they're like, sure. Go the fuck ahead, right? So they jokingly refer to this movie as Halloween on a Train. And then they go to get Jamie Lee Curtis. Of course, she's coming off Halloween, Prom Night, she went right straight from filming Prom Night to filming this. They were able to rent the train, and they couldn't make any modifications, but they got the cinematographer from a lot of Stanley Kubrick movies, including The Shining. He came in, he did what he could. I think it looks fine for what it does. It doesn't necessarily provide a whole lot of atmosphere, but it does make use of that train. And another train movie that we recently talked about this year, I believe, was Horror Express, right? And this one I actually liked a little bit more just because I cared more about the characters. And this did something kind of like what The Burning did compared to, say, like Friday the 13th, where I thought The Burning is a little bit of a better film because I care about the characters. Now, I'm not saying I care about the characters here, but they're a little bit more fleshed out. They kind of each have their own identity, even the ones that really don't get focused on too much, like the dude in the reptile costume, right? And that's the guy
black dude, token black guy.
Right. Yeah, he got killed first. As usual,
he didn't get killed first. The Groucho Marx guy, the annoying fucking smartass guy.
He was the funniest guy in the movie.
Yeah, they killed him right away.
If DHS Crew was the cast of Terror Train, Verno would have been the first one to go. He'd been the one in the Groucho Marx.
You're dead first.
But no, I do like the movie. It's not as gory. It's one of those movies where they were trying to start playing it safe at times, and so you see more of the after effect and not the
almost all
during
the
effect.
kills.
But not everybody's Tom Savini. And it's easier to show the after effect of a throat slash than actually throw it.
Yeah, they probably didn't have the money for it, probably.
But I like the film. I really do. I like the conductor. I like him a lot. I love David Copperfield in here. I love how cheesy he is, and that's real. That's authentic. Like, they're not trying to make this like this encapsulation of the cheese of the early 80s, late 70s, but they do it just because they couldn't help it. That's what it was. Right. But I really like the movie. I like the use of the train. I like the use of the space. I like seeing some of the same cars over and over. Each car has its own personality, right? And I think that's pretty cool. And I would love the idea to go and just ride a train. Like, I don't get it, man. Like, at my age, let's all just hang out at my place or your place and just drink, you know? We ain't got to, like, fucking rent a train.
Do extra.
We ain't got to go rent a ballroom. We ain't got to do that shit. But when I was in my 20s, we loved doing shit like that. And I would have totally partied on a train. I remember being in Tunica, which is like the closest thing to Huntsville that we have that's like Las Vegas, right? But it's in Mississippi and there's a bunch of casinos and shit. I remember, like, we went from casino to casino on a bus, and we could drink on the bus and do whatever, and there was champagne. I thought that was the coolest shit. I couldn't even imagine that on a train. So I like the movie. It's not perfect. I think the kills could be a little bit better. I do like the characters. There could have been a little bit more focus put on connective tissue on things. But I do like it. I enjoy the film. It's not perfect. It's not great, but it's not terrible. It's not shit. It's not Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 3. So there you go.
Or 4 or 5.
Or 2.
Silent Night, Deadly Night 4 is fucking awesome, and y'all need to get y'all's heads out of y'all's asses and realize that one day. So
it's not gonna happen, fam. That was probably
it's better than the other
Howard's brothers.
It had Bush.
The 5, I think, was slightly superior, but
they all fucking sucked. I wasn't here last week.
I was gonna say that's
I did watch all of them, and they all were, everything you guys said was true.
Oh, bro.
4 had Bush.
No, well, then yes.
But I like Terror Train. I think it's a good movie. I love David Copperfield in this one, and I love the conductor. I love Jamie Lee Curtis. I even love Doc, and like he gets the most gnarly kill, right? Because like, I mean, you don't see any of these kills, but you do see the throat slash on him, right? But when his head falls off and stuff, the conductor finds it. Like, I like it, but god damn, everybody in this fraternity and this sorority, they're all fucking they're all cheating on each other. They're all fucking around, like
seriously.
But nobody
like a bunch of celebrities
in this movie when you really think about it. So it's kind of odd.
Yeah, a bunch
of teases.
Yeah.
Douchebags.
And a lot of people that can't handle their joints. You know, they smoke one joint, they're just like, whoa, that's crazy, brother.
They remind me of the dude from Go in the van. It feels like.
And what's up with all these guys who'd rather sit in a room and watch a magic show than get laid? Come on, in the 80s, man.
Bro, that's David Copperfield. Put some respect on that name, okay?
Who hired it? Remember, they said they didn't hire the magician?
Who hired that guy?
There was a bit at the end where Jamie Lee opens up some kind of book, and she's like, oh, "It's the magician," and I missed something there.
Yeah, the yearbook.
No, you're not.
It was like a yearbook because remember
right
when they're like partying in the back, and the Jamie Lee's boyfriend is like dancing around with this one chick.
I didn't know who was her boyfriend, to be honest.
And then somehow the yearbook comes back out though, because they say that when they're showing, they're like, "Oh, I look terrible," and then they're like, "Who's that kid?" They're like, "Someone who didn't make it." You know what I mean? Who didn't have the guts to like go through with this school or whatever. And then she somehow looks at it again, and there's like a section where it shows like that Kenny was like a huge magician fan.
There's like a magic club or some shit.
Yeah,
every high school has that shit.
Yeah.
Right next to the physics club, there's the magic club, right? But it leads to the cool bit where you have the swords going through the case, and then David Copperfield like ganked up in there. I love that image. And these are the images of these kills, these after images at least of these kills were ingrained in my head when I was a kid. Like I loved them. Like I thought when I was a kid, I had the memory of this being like a really gross movie. And so when I was rewatching it again, I'm like, oh yeah, it's not really.
That's how Pumpkinhead was for me. I really did dig it.
Same here, brother.
I do remember in this movie, this is another one of these movies like I think Halloween and a few other ones that it's not on the disc you got, but it's floating around here. This was one of the movies, I think, probably because it wasn't overly gory, that they pulled in on TV and they expanded this to like a 3-hour flick. They padded it with a lot of extra stuff, like they did Halloween.
What?
think it aired on Friday night
Why?
on NBC. Terror Train.
Yeah. What? Why?
Because
How?
movies had to fill a whole night, with the commercial. So
Right.
if you got a movie that was too short of a movie, or they want to fill it, they padded it. A ton, like
Right. It's
Animal
like-
House. The
Oh,
TV
okay.
version of that was padded with a ton of stuff that they didn't.
Close
You ever
encounters.
see
movie.
like
Close
Friday
Encounters.
on TV? Friday's got all sorts of goofy ass scenes in it. You're like, where the fuck is this?
And,
It's like
Terror
deleted
Train-
scenes.
It's
that
the
they
Terror
tried-
Train,
Okay.
right?
yeah.
Terror Train was like a 3-hour flick on TV. It was
That's
it was
hilarious.
long.
What?
I'd love to see what they added in
with commercials.
Like an actual
With
trip,
commercials, So
huh?
probably 2.5 without the commercials. Yeah,
That was the old trick. You'd be watching a movie on USA or something. There's a commercial every half hour, and then by the end of it, by the last hour, there's a commercial every 20 minutes, then every 10 minutes, and every 5 minutes. Like, you cocksuckers trying to finish Shawshank. It's taking me a whole weekend.
Yeah.
I miss those things because sometimes, like for Halloween and Star Trek: The Motion Picture was a big one that aired on ABC. Now we had the director's cut, but that aired on ABC, and you saw a lot of stuff. And sometimes the stuff they cut was good. It was nice to see it. Superman's another one that aired in like a 3-hour slot. The original Superman, they padded it out, and now you got the Richard Donner cut with all the extra stuff in it. So,
Richard Donner cut was good though.
Right.
and sometimes there's even more stuff that didn't make that they showed on television. A lot of times it didn't really matter, but sometimes it made the movie better.
Right. Well, the Donner cuts, like,
yeah.
I would say it's the rare case. It's not usually when I watch deleted scenes, it's like, yeah, of course they should have deleted that. You know what I mean? Like,
In
and
most
my
cases-
fiance
I like,
always loves it. It's like, that's the
Yeah.
last thing I care about for
I like the
special
Lord
features.
of the Rings extended editions. I think those are pretty neat.
Yeah,
I can't
Yeah.
think.
I think it padded some stuff out, but yeah, in a rare case, they're usually not that good. So Bruno, you're next.
I know, I'm just sitting there for Dylan. I don't know what he's doing. He's over there putting his Aldi's order in or something.
He's thinking about how he's going to get retribution on that car horn next to
My little bro's
motherfuckers.
playing at his game. That's what he was telling me. He saw him playing.
I watched this, I think like four months ago or so. I was just going through a bunch of 80s slashers. And what I realized about myself, it doesn't take much for me to enjoy an 80s slasher. I'm very forgiving when it comes to these movies because
Right.
I like that the plot doesn't matter all that much. The kills, as Robbie said, if there were better kills in this, like this would be obviously a much better movie. But I enjoyed it. It's you put Jamie Lee in anything, and it's just better. Like I love her. And Dylan, you're right. I think this is like maybe the best. She looks good in Prom Night too, but
Yeah.
she looks so much better in
She's got real
Prom
long
Night.
hair.
There's a very girlishness to her and a feminineness
Right.
to her.
That's what's
Femininity
funny you
to her
say
in this
that
one.
because she does have this kind of like masculinity to her
Yeah.
that kind of define like it's what makes her stand out in these movies overall. And then True Lies comes on, you're like, oh, never mind. But that
Even
goes out
then,
the
dude, she
window.
had short hair in that, though, you know?
And
Right.
she was older too.
Yeah, but she didn't have
Yeah.
her clothes
Yeah,
on.
40.
Yeah, but I realized that in
Yeah,
Trading
but she was
Places.
good in Trading Places.
Yeah, for sure. But so she's fucking great. I thought the music is really good. The cinematography, I liked Robbie that you pointed out. It's a dude from The Shining. It's hard. Like I think it's like
They gave
what
it
do you guys said? It's
points.
claustrophobic. It's hard to do a lot with a camera on a
Lift
train.
on.
Yeah.
But they did. They had some good blocking, and they had, for what they were working with, I thought it was dope. My fiance, who's like 11 years older than me, she's like, "This magician guy is corny as fuck." I'm like, "That's David Copperfield, bro." And she's
That
like, "I
blew
don't
my
know who that
mind.
is." You know what
She's
I mean?
insightful. She's got a good eye.
No, she's totally right. But if you grew up with David Copperfield, it was a big deal making the Statue of Liberty disappear. He was huge. He was like one of the coolest people. So I didn't know he was in the movie the first time I watched it. And I was
Me
blown
either.
away
I
that it
was
was
like, who
him.
is
Playing
this
a fucking magician, bro.
guy?
He looked so
He's a
creepy.
magician.
The costumes, as you guys mentioned, were great. I love the lizard costume, and even just like premise alone, not just Halloween on a train, but a whodunit where the killer's switching costumes. The bit where the conductor comes back, he's like, "I could have sworn there was blood everywhere." Like it's a pretty. I don't want to say it's unique, but it's not just a straightforward slasher. There's some interesting elements going down.
It's not just super cookie cutter. It's got its own cookie cutter that it's using, right?
Well, I kind of noticed that when you're watching most of the movies from like 80 and 81, you could say like, oh, they're just riffing that and riffing this, but it's like there wasn't that many examples. They were filming this in 79. They probably
Right.
hadn't seen Friday the 13th, or maybe they had.
Dude,
I'm not
all
sure.
there was like freaking Black Christmas and Halloween,
right?
They were all
So
just riffing on Halloween. You know,
you
they were
get
all
some
just
more
trying to
unique
make
shit.
You know, one
Yeah.
thing that bothers me about this movie is, and you mentioned that I love the idea that the killer takes on the identity basically of the person that they just recently killed. Right?
Yeah.
I love that.
Like the thing.
But when you go and you meet this Groucho Marx guy, and I get it, like all these people are blitzed out of their fucking mind, but when the most talkative fucker on the goddamn frat
Goes
isn't
mute.
saying shit, and just so many times people were like with the killer, but the killer wasn't speaking, and that never came across them as odd. Like if I came across any of my friends and they weren't talking after a series of
Right, especially at a party.
Yeah.
Like I'd be like,
I don't know,
this
man. We
big
the
mouth
terrible.
Bro, you
motherfucker, I
alright?
ain't
The
never
terrible
seen him
thing.
close his lips for two damn seconds.
Well, especially
It was
the
like
lizard guy. They
Deadpool.
go and find him in the bathroom, and they're like, "Oh, he's okay. He must have just bumped his head." They don't take his mask off him and ask him like, "How are you?"
Right.
They just
Said, do you have a
leave him
gash on your
masked.
head or some shit?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
That's
I'd have
ridiculous.
ripped his fucking mask off. I'd be like, bitch, what the fuck you playing with, bro? Like, making these
Word up.
practical jokes, and then they would have been like, oh, it's fucking him, you know?
Movie over.
Oh, the last thing I wanted to say, I agree with you, Robbie. Like atmosphere wise, there wasn't like this like suspenseful, like scary atmosphere. But
Yeah.
what I did appreciate that they created was like this fucking party vibe, and it felt like a holiday. Like the kids were crazy, that could have been annoying, but what kind of made it different is that the adults felt like it was a holiday for them too. Instead of them being like, "Oh, these punk kids," they were like, "Oh, look at these kids," like in like a not a douchey kind of way, and that kind of set like a cool party holiday type
It
vibe.
was never one that I was like scared of, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like
Right.
Halloween or anything. It was just one where it was like you said, it gives that party vibe, you know, and then it's just these kids are getting picked off one by one. I guess maybe that's where it's like prom night kind of always felt like that to me, where I was never scared of prom night. Because like they're all just partying and then they're just getting picked off. But I think prom night has a little bit better of kills. You know what I mean?
Prom night's got a better ending too.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
I
ending
think.
is kind of trash.
Oh yeah. I'm not crazy about that, how it ends.
Just talking about the ending of Terror Train being like abrupt as fuck, right?
Mhm.
Like I love the performance of the killer at the very, very end when he takes off the Sweet Alice mask and is cracking the fuck up. Like that's really good. And that person was not an actor. That person, I believe, was a drag queen. So like
They went with their
Yeah.
friend to the audition, and the friend auditioned, and then they were like, "Hold on, though, we want that one right there." And he's like, "Me?" Like, yeah, you're right. He didn't. And he
Yeah,
didn't know what he
it's-
signed up for. Afterwards, they told him like they thought it was just a tiny little role. They're like, "No, you're the killer in this movie with Jamie Lee Curtis." He's like, "Oh shit."
Yeah,
Look
it'd be
good to go,
interesting
that's
to get
why.
a review, like an interview from him, because when you see him in like in the dress and everything, I don't know. Do they try to show like is David Copperfield showing? Like I think he calls him or her or whatever, but I don't know. Like
There are
obviously,
times
she
for sure
looks
that
like
when
a dude.
I don't think- yeah,
watching it,
yeah.
and I said that looked like a guy.
Right.
Yeah,
me
dude
too.
looks like
It
a
was
lady.
for
yeah.
sure. But then there was a scene where she walks backstage and she's like, "Oh man, there's something." She's talking to him.
She was
and
like-
he
she
has
was-
a
yeah,
woman's
she-
voice.
yeah.
And it looks like a woman at that point. So maybe they used two different
Right.
actors.
No, I think it was her, but like Robbie
Yeah.
pointed out, that's a professional.
yes.
Professional.
And also, like
Drag
from a
queen.
distance, her
Professional,
arms
yes,
look
queen.
like men's arms. You know what I mean? But maybe when you get that close up and you just kind of see the shoulders, you don't see like the bigger arms. So he looked more like a woman.
Who
you know?
was it all y'all's first time except for me and Dylan?
First time.
Yes, it was my first time.
I watched it a few months ago, but
All right, but did you even
That was
know
your first
like
time?
when that reveal happens, does that not take you by surprise?
No.
It did
Not
for me
really.
when I first. I remember.
I kind of
I
had a
didn't know,
feeling.
I didn't know that was a dude at first.
I could tell it was a dude.
An-
Yeah.
Anna called it out
So did
because
I.
I did know because I watched it. I can't remember what I thought the first time. She called it out halfway through. She's like, "I think it's the assistant because
Yeah.
she kind of looks like a boy and something's going on there." And I remember at times being like, "This bitch looks a little off," but it didn't.
That's-
for
yeah,
whatever
that's
reason,
what
didn't
I
connect
for
the
me.
dots.
Yeah.
That's how it
The
was for me. I was like,
frame
man,
totally
she's kind of
in
today,
boy.
kinda mannish.
Me and Robbie, when we watched this, we were young as hell, like that.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
We were young, and you gotta
They
remember.
told you it was a girl. You were like, yeah, okay,
Shitty
it's a girl.
TV.
It was a different
now,
era too.
now
Well, you also
drag
gotta
queens
remember-
are like very common, you know.
you also got to remember in the 80s, the masculine approach to the feminine look and vice versa was very common. So there was a lot of gender fluidity in the 80s, even though people don't like to admit that today. But like, we're rock star dudes dressed like women in our
exactly
these
glam
like,
rock
and shit.
exactly
Yeah.
with the shoulder pads and the short hair. Like, I mean, that shit's been going on. You know,
it's weird that back then it wasn't connected with like the. I don't know. It was like you could look like a woman, but it didn't like affect your like manliness, like in a way that it would you be perceived now. You're right. Like I think about it all the time. Like the coolest people in the world were dressed.
Yeah, but when you're a
blowing
kid,
their hair out with makeup.
When you're a kid and you see they tell you that's a girl. Maybe let's say it's not a girl, but they tell you it's a girl. You're gonna just accept it. You're like, okay, that's that weird looking chick.
I guess that's like the rebellious nature of rock too, you know, like because even in the 2000s you had like emo with the eyeliner and wearing the girls' pants before skinny jeans were a thing.
It's been there from the beginning too. Even people thought that like Elvis was a little bit of a dandy, right? Because he like cared so much about his looks and stuff like that, right? But
he was a pretty boy.
I don't know. Y'all just were talking about how Jamie Lee Curtis had a masculine quality to her, you know, and that's something that definitely comes out in the 80s. And so I think and I've seen people look back on this movie and say that it's problematic because of its treatment of this issue, and I'm like, I don't think so.
Doesn't treat the issue at all.
Yeah, I don't. It's a disguise because this is a killer who's disguising themselves. It's not about the killer's identity. It's not like I think you're reading too much into it. This is not a deep story about identity.
No, I don't think so either.
Well, shit, you just blew my theme, man. I was gonna pretend it was. This whole thing.
Well, that means you could get that out of it. You know, it doesn't mean it was intended. That's fine.
Vernon, was that all you had to say, my brother?
Yes, dude.
Steph, my man, what did you think, brother? First time watching.
It was an interesting film. It was, you know, a little lackluster on the show. Definitely noticed that it only showed the after effects of the kills. I think the most savage kill we got was probably the dickhead, whatever his name is. It starts with a D, but he was a dick. Doc. They showed his showed his throat getting cut.
Yeah.
But I like that mask a lot. The Gestapo. What was it?
Groucho.
Groucho.
Gestapo.
Something with a G. I'm off tonight. But that mask was really cool. I like the fact that even though we, like it was said earlier, we kind of knew who the killer was, there was that whole whodunit aspect to it, which was cool. Maybe it's just because I just got done watching Glass Onion a few days ago, so I'm still on that whodunit type of kick. Right. But I thought that was unique for a slasher approach, if you want to call it that. Cinematography, the fact that, you know, that was there major points when Robbie said that it was done by the dude who worked for Kubrick. And given the circumstances, how like there's no modifications for lighting, it was just all like what they had to use within the train cars. I got to give it to him. It was very well done, and not pretty well done. I don't think there weren't really any characters for me though, to be honest. Jamie Lee Curtis was probably the only one. Everyone else was kind of one-dimensional. It was a competent enough film though.
Yeah, I think a lot of us in our 20s are one-dimensional though. But I get what you're saying. I just had my mind blown, by the way, because this dude, John Alcott, also was the cinematographer of The Beastmaster. Because I was like, I know that we've made this connection before. And yeah, so
I mean, there's movies out there that have that age range where characters don't seem so one-dimensional. There wasn't really any characters to latch on to, or should I say? Maybe the one-dimensional was the wrong word, but this is no character I was rooting for.
Go is better. Yeah, college students.
No,
right?
I was just playing. I was just making a joke saying that none of us are one. Or anyway, doesn't matter. You're right.
Pretty much got the douchebag, and then the one that's influenced by the douchebag, it becomes more douchey. That's Jamie Lee's boyfriend, and the slut, and then you've got the virgin and Jamie Lee, and the jokes.
And then the rest of the character was killed off early.
Archetypes.
Right. Yeah. But it was a competent enough film, and it was cool.
When Scream Factory re-releases the Blu-ray, it's going to have that pull quote, competent.
So, Scarman, what'd you think, brother? First time watch for you as well?
No, I've seen this before, but not in a while. No, I liked it. I thought I always liked it because it took place, as Robbie said, on a train. it was unusual. You didn't see that setting, so I think that setting lifted up the the kills were kind of lackluster. I think the best kill in the movie is that, and you even see a lot of it. I think my favorite kill is the guy at the beginning. The first guy gets stabbed, then his head gets crushed and rolled over by the train.
By the train, yeah.
Great death. Way to go. Yeah, it was a little bit of a whodunit where they tried to, bring in maybe David Copperfield playing Kinney when he wasn't, even though he was a magician named Kin. So he was a bit of a red herring. They tried to deflect that.
Even with the dark hair.
And they had, the girl there. So, I mean, I always thought it was a step above and the average slasher. But I could have used a bit more blood, but I loved it. I mean, I still like it. Jamie Lee Curtis was great, and you guys all are showing your age when you don't even acknowledge the conductor Ben Johnson, who's been in movies like The Town of Dread, Sundown, Hunter, Red Dawn.
You're showing your age. You got to read these things.
The Undefeated, a ton of John Wayne movies, TV. This guy was a huge actor. Continued the thing you saw in the 80s a lot, where they took actors who were down.
He was my favorite actor in the movie.
Me too, dude.
Yeah, because he was you had Henry Fonda in Tentacles. You had a ton of older actors like Glenn Ford in Happy Birthday to Me. Glenn Ford and Ben Johnson, who made tons of westerns with John Wayne and everybody. And I loved his character. I thought next to Jamie Lee, he was the best character in the movie. And the way he comes in, I'm glad they didn't kill him off. He ends up helping Jamie Lee at the end, kind of like figuring out as we go along. So he was a great character, great actor, because that guy is a great actor. And it kind of established that whole thing in the 80s where you got big time older actors in movies where you wouldn't think they would be in it.
Yeah.
This would be one of it.
This is those times where they need that paycheck.
They need that paycheck,
Happy Birthday to Me, Glenn Ford was drunk the entire time he was on set.
Stuart Whitman and DeForest Kelly in Night of the Lepus, and the woman that was in the shower scene, I can't remember her name, in Psycho. Janet Leigh was in Night of the Lepus with those other guys about killing rabbits. So, I mean, these guys take the job for the money. But I think it elevates the movie a little bit. So, yeah, I enjoyed it. The only thing I didn't like, this movie had dog shit music, man. That awful band on the train, I wanted to strangle him when the guy was fucking singing like this next to her. They don't even try to get a real
shot.
band.
You can tell that they're so cramped because they got this weird shot where the fucking lead keyboardist is the lead singer, and he's like 6 inches away from Jamie Lee Curtis, and he's singing. He's like looking at her. Like, I don't. If you notice, the band's playing on one end of this one car, and the other end is the magician stage.
Right.
Like, I love it.
No shit.
But it's like one of these movies where they don't even try to get like a real band. This is obviously not a real band. It was terrible. And then the music at the end, talk about winner for like worse than Ninth Configuration. That was a horrible music at the end. It sounded like TV movie of the week.
At least they decided to put it at the end, unlike Ninth Configuration. Here's the first 5 minutes of the fucking movie.
But but other than the music, I thought everything else was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
The music's not something I didn't really like the music in this one either. I don't know. Like, it feels okay. The music in this always feels, to me, it feels like video game music or just like DVD menu screen music. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't.
To me, it felt like B-sides of John Williams. There was a real Star Wars type of score in there at one point. I don't know if you guys heard it. It sounded like the Tatooine.
It was
score.
Inconsistent.
I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, you're right. It's trying to do the epic thing, and it's trying to do the Harry Manfredini thing. Right? I don't even think they're aware of yet, but the German Psycho thing, right? It's trying to do that, but it never quite works for me. And we're in that era where we haven't gotten used to the synthesizer yet. At this point, like, John Carpenter's one of the only guys really kind of doing that.
Messing with it,
It could have used some of that, I think.
And rappers.
And some rappers, right?
Yeah, a better band playing at the party.
Yeah, a better band playing at the party, maybe.
God.
But they couldn't get a better magician for it at the time, I'll tell you that. Speaking of great magicians, Fable, what do you think about this one overall?
Well, Scarpad, you talk about how dare we not notice the great actor that was in this movie. You talk about Jamie Lee Curtis. How can any of you not talk about the great and beautiful Vanity? Oh my God, she looked amazing in this movie. The genie, the one with the genie costume.
Yo, there was a scene
yeah,
where her boyfriend, Jamie Lee Curtis's boyfriend, like I don't know if it was intentional, but the camera, he's like, you could tell he was like looking at her tits.
He took her in the back after. No, it was the friend, the
doc
doctor
took her,
that,
and he was trying to set up his fucking homie to get caught cheating. That's fucked up.
That's fucked up. Yeah. Yeah, Vanity. Listen, I enjoyed seeing a lot of the actors in this movie. These are guys that you see sprinkled out throughout 80s movies, so always awesome to see that.
A lot of them are people like the main douchebag Doc is the guy in fucking Die Hard.
Exactly.
Like right,
the dickhead. Yeah, he's perfect. Yeah, he is. That's him.
Hans, baby, let's talk.
Yeah, no shit.
You know, I like the whodunit stuff, just like Steph said. You know, it's a quaint film. You know, it's tame, it's quaint, it has a TV movie vibe. I could see this being padded out and being shown on television and being maybe a classic television TV movie.
This is one that you could watch with your mom.
Right, because it's tame, doesn't have really gory kills or cursing or even nudity.
Sexual,
Gets me terrifying.
Yeah. And I guess that's what brings me down on it a little bit because Steph said earlier, it's a tease in a lot of ways. You know, the kills you want to see, they're almost there, but not quite. You know, when the guy was under the train, I wanted to see that guy get run over by that train, but in the worst way, right?
Yeah.
When you see
all the lack of money,
when you see all the drunk college women, you think, okay, you're definitely going to see a couple things here. You know, see much of that. So you know, it was a not so terrifying terror train. I'm sure they.
I like that. It's a good
I'm
bill.
sure the characters were terrified, but you know, ultimately, I just wanted to see who did it, and I kind of figured it out early, which is another point against it. But yeah, it was okay. It was a good watch. It was fine.
I'm looking it up. It came out, I think 4 or 5 months after Friday the 13th, but they were filmed because I'm thinking about the kills. Like they didn't know how far they could go because, like Robbie said, they wanted to make Halloween on a train. Well, in Halloween, you don't see much blood. You don't see too many kills.
But the atmosphere is a lot better in Halloween.
No, it takes a carpenter to make that.
Well,
movie
I think even the original Friday the 13th wasn't overly gory either.
This is the first time.
It was a lot gorier.
This is the first time director who had come off of a career of editing for Sam Peckinpah, and so way different than John Carpenter had a few movies under his belt where he did Halloween, and then I forgot what else.
Did Dark Star with Dan O'Bannon, who came to fame.
That's why I said it's a competent film because you know it's not bad. It's just nothing that ever excels.
They had no money. They're in Canada, cold as shit on a train, like.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say is the Savini revolution hadn't happened. Like we hadn't seen Friday 13th and Scarpad. You got to go back and rewatch that. Like Friday,
it's gorier than this, yes.
Right.
But overall,
I know we're talking about Terrifier soon and all that shit, but in 1980, like Friday 13th, like would have surely people thought that dude killed people for real. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You had Kevin Bacon, arrow through the neck. You had taking back to the face. There was it was way good.
That's where Friday the 13th took it to the next level, especially with Tom Savini, because Tom Savini is the only reason that without Tom Savini, Friday the 13th doesn't get made that way.
You know how iconic that arrow through the neck scene is?
Same way as Halloween.
Yeah, but don't just attribute gore to 1981 either. I mean, gore.
No, I'm attributing it to Tom Savini.
No, but also
we understand Tom Savini worked in the 70s too. Dawn of the Dead. We get.
No, even the 50s. Russell Gordon Lewis, Blood Feast, all those super gory. Sure, they didn't have great effects because back in the day, but they were super gory. Those movies were back. They just were mainstream.
I think they're talking about the mainstream push.
Right. Well, I mean, that's still though that interests me. Like, you could say the Italian Giallos, they did it way harder than a lot of the 80s stuff did, but nobody knew about that. Or I'm sure a lot of the filmmakers did.
Right.
Oh, definitely Dario Argento, man. I think he had a huge influence because all those guys who made the Friday the 13th, John Carpenter, they watched it, loved them. Mm-hmm. And when they came to their shot, they took a lot of stuff from them, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
One thing that would have elevated it for me is if they would have ran with the bit with the conductor finding all the bodies and nobody believing him.
Right.
I love that if they
Yeah.
would have like kept doing that. Yeah,
I
like
thought
through the
that
whole
too.
movie.
Yeah, they gave
How
up
the
on
fuck
that.
did he put that body and clean up all that blood so quickly?
Right.
And I mean, it's a movie. I'm just saying.
How did they break the mirror? That's the one thing he's bothered by. How did they break the mirror?
Damn
What do you mean,
kids.
how did they break the fucking mirror? Maybe they used a hammer. I love
His head went to it.
the delivery that is it Ben Johnson? Because he's always a face.
Right.
I know Scarpad, right?
Yep.
But so he's always a face to me. But he's amazing because the honest delivery when he discovers the first body and he goes and tells the dude, right? And like his reaction, like before he says anything, he gets some coffee and he's like, "Got anything I can put in this?" Like he needs to have a drink, he needs to calm down, and they do a good job of selling the idea that this train is moving because that train's not moving. They're they're moving, right?
Yeah.
They're moving the train apparently in some of those scenes, but so they drove this train up to Montreal to this like place where like this big covered place where it can be worked on or some shit, but it's all on a track. So that's where they get some of their scenes of the train moving and shit, right? And those scenes they need, but then they get there and they get to actually have the train, stationary, and they're filming it and they're doing their things, but they do a great job of selling the movement of this train, and I think that's something that really works for me.
And that dude was great too because he could have been one of those stereotypical grumps with all the teenager, with all the college students, but he was like into it, man. He wanted to have fun with them.
Even the magic trick bit was cool.
Yeah.
His stupid little joke. Yeah. He's like,
we don't tell, or I'll never tell.
I just turned the Jack of Hearts to the Jack of Spades.
Well, that's why Scarpad, you pointed out that he was kind of a big name. That makes it click because that character wouldn't have got that much screen time in most.
If it was somebody else,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
They gave him a lot. I think he probably should have, and probably maybe did have more at some point. But Jamie Lee Curtis was huge at that point, so that's who's not going to show. But it just helped sell the movie on the poster to have one oldie type new and a new name. So.
We were talking about that 2 weeks ago when we did the Silent Night Deadly Night. Where the idea was all they needed was a name, Mickey Rooney,
Robert Culp.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They just need that name on there. Clint Howard, they just need that name to like be able to sell it. And that
gets in the theater.
Yeah. Another great character is, to me, the Prez. They kept calling him the Prez, but he was the dude. He was one of those nerds in the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
And what I loved was seeing the nerds who were like the nerdy virgins that were like the freshmen in the first opening bit. And then when we cut 3 years later, they're not necessarily ladies' men, but they're much more.
But they're getting laid.
Yeah, they're much more confident.
And they're doing cocaine.
Right. They're gonna do it. Cocaine was a hell of a drug.
If I can do it, let's go.
I want to be a surgeon.
The thing about that is you can do that shit anyway. You can do it on a counter. You can do it on a fucking toilet seat. You can do it on a pool table.
You can do it on a key. You can do it off your knee. You can do it.
You can do it on a butthole.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I've seen that in a movie. I'm just saying.
Dr. Seuss novel right there, man. You're right. There's no smell. You can't take a joint into a club bathroom, but you can take some fucking coke into a club bathroom. Not that I've ever done that, but how gross is it to take coke off of a fucking public toilet, the top of a public toilet in a bar?
Yeah, some people like the bump's gonna bypass it.
Yeah, no,
that scene. That was the last thing that they filmed. The opening
are
scene.
Are you trying to tell me that blowing it off 3 hookers is any cleaner? No, they did that in RoboCop too.
That was added on.
Now, Scarpad.
They made the movie, and then they're like, "This fucking movie doesn't make sense. Nobody knows who the hell this Kenny guy is." So they added the opening scene afterwards. Yeah. So all you would have had was a little bit of exposition where Jamie Lee
people
and them were explaining
the reference.
Yeah.
Like, I thought you were making a joke. Are you being for real?
No, yeah, for real. Yeah, that's what I heard.
So even the scene where it's like he goes into and they play the trick.
Supposedly, I mean, I heard it on a podcast earlier this week. So I didn't do enough research to verify that, but that's what I heard.
Someone's like, maybe we should show this fucking thing.
Right.
This fucking traumatic event or whatever. That's probably one of the best scenes. And that's a fucked up prank, man. And this is another one, like just like The Burning, tons of these movies, a lot of these slashers that were made from like 78 to like 1985
scarred these people.
they all have this idea of like a prank gone wrong,
right?
And then the revenge, and that kind of jam.
That they didn't really sell me on that aspect. Like like Jamie Lee was for especially now that you say that they filmed it afterwards. It's like because she was a kind of a bitch to do that to someone at the beginning, and then she's playing.
I think
hero.
She kind of got pressured. She got like peer pressure in a way where she is the freshman. She wants to fit in with these cool kids. That's the way I kind of played it because she wasn't like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. She was hesitant.
She doesn't know
as long as she felt bad.
Right.
She even says, "Who is that?" She thinks it's a dude. Right? She thinks it's a dude dressed as a woman. Like, she doesn't know it's a fucking corpse sewn together and some shit. Doc is fucked up, man.
Yeah. Well, it's funny that you bring up the prank thing. I've mentioned this to you before on some show, Robbie, but there's so many of these 80s movies where you're at one point in almost every one of these slashers, someone will walk out and they'll be like, Dave, is that you? And it's like, Dave, and they'll start talking to him like they're there. It's like pranking was just a bigger thing back in the day. There was less shit going on.
Yeah, but
pranking was a ritual.
They totally killed it when, like Robbie mentioned it earlier, when she goes into like, oh yeah, I went to the hospital and he went crazy because he killed people before. I was like, oh yeah, okay, it's him.
Right.
That was kind of a side. They were just thrown in there to make him crazy.
That's what I love. I love the idea that we always know who the killer is when you're watching this movie, but there's still a reveal because you don't know that the killer. You never even comes into your head that the killer is someone that you have seen unmasked already.
Dude, I thought it was a team of killers. I didn't at first because I was like,
going on,
yeah, I thought it was like him. I thought the magician was in on it.
I'm gonna call this right now. They're gonna think they're so clever when they make Scream 6. There's going to be 3 fucking killers. They're going to be like, ooh, we're going to really fuck with everybody.
It's going to be
I'm not going to lie. That's the vibe I got from the trailers. Like, there's going to be a bunch of, like, a gang of Scream killers.
It's going to be like a fucking flash mob of ghost faces, right? Because they're going to be in New York. It's going to be about social media. God damn it. I already hate this movie. I'm already.
The Joker.
I'm so excited about that movie. I don't care.
I don't know. I think it's a franchise. But it should go to sleep after the last one.
Well, we'll see what's happening. I've been patting this long enough. Waiting
the last one
to come back.
Storm
I
of the
think the movie should die. The movie's got
something terrifying for
the
real.
The movie's gonna die with what was the character's name? Chucky Eddie. No, the dude that got killed, the sheriff.
Dewey.
The series should die with Dewey. It's only it should. That's it. Dewey's dead.
But Nev Campbell was the main character.
Yeah, the series got to die with Nev, man, and Nev's not back here, but she left it open to come back.
I hope.
Apparently, there's a salary dispute for. No, she's not coming back for this one because they couldn't settle on a salary. Yeah.
Courtney's in it, but
that's what I was gonna say because I just watched Scream 5 and Courtney Cox's character is in New York. That's where her show takes place. So I'm like, oh well, clearly she'll be in it. But
she is in it, and since it takes place in New York, guess what? They're going to do the entire fucking Star Wars sequel trilogy plot here.
Right. Oh, I knew that from the get-go.
Courtney's going to die in this one. Nev's going to come back to die in the next one. They're going to give her enough money to bring her back to die.
Right.
And then
but in between that, Nev is
then we're going to get the Disney side.
An alcoholic, and she's going to become a piece of shit and lose all of her faith in humanity.
Right.
Like Luke Skywalker.
And then Nev Campbell's going to show up at the end with a shotgun and be like, "Don't you remember me? I've been waiting 40 years to confront you." He's like, "Bruh, this is my first time as Ghostface. There's like 3 of us every movie. Like,
what if they all end up on a train?"
I can't wait until there's the movie where Ghostface is actually supernatural.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
That'd be great. No, he gets psychic powers.
Movie 6 is where you usually jump the train and go full like that.
Fuck it. He is a ghost.
Yeah, the 6 Jason movies where they resurrect him with lightning, and they're just like, what the fuck ever, right? So, I don't know how much longer to drag this out until Dylan shows up to get into the rating. So, real quick, thoughts on music, favorite character. We kind of touched on all of this.
Yeah.
Music sucked ass.
I like bits of it.
There's no
Berno,
resonating.
You like the music, Berno. Why don't you tell us why you like it?
Okay. Well, I'll just usually
you like everything.
I don't like everything. I definitely don't like everything. That's for damn sure. There was bits like at the beginning, like in that first scene, there's this bit where you've got this really low tuba playing, then with the cycle going over top of it, and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna notice or I'll remember that, and then they go away from all that, and most of the music with the band that sucked. That was corny, shitty music. At the end, I thought it was really layered. There was a bunch of different instrumentations going on, and there was some parts where it peaked pretty hard with a bunch of music, and I dug it. It stood out to me. Half the time, maybe shit doesn't stand out to me, even if it is good. But it wasn't the same as the beginning. That's what I noted. It's like this is completely different from what stood out to me earlier.
It was inconsistent.
Yeah, it felt like a hodgepodge, right? Like, even though it is one composer, I wouldn't be surprised.
There's definitely cam music in there.
Yeah,
something that was used from somewhere else. Yeah,
to be honest with you. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Two Guns, right? We can talk about the theme. So, Verno, what do you think? Identity, some shit like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was pretty. I mean, more or less. I mean, it's right there. I would say it's like, don't be shitty to people. That's what it's saying. Yeah. Your desire to fit in with the cool kids is going to lead you to do heinous stuff. And just don't be shitty to people that it might come back to bite you in the ass. I don't know if it's more layered and deeper than that. I'm curious what you guys have to say, but yeah, I didn't spend much time thinking about the theme because it seemed to be right there. It wasn't subtext. It was just what the movie was about.
Exactly. That's what I'm right there with you. Like it's about comeuppance, right? It's about somebody doing something terrible, a group of people doing something terrible, and they get what's coming to them. And so it's about not being a shitty person. Steph, you got anything to add to that? I mean, the importance of not being a shitty person, right? You're down for that, right? Not being shitty.
I sometimes, but
by the way,
I think
those out there watching are not obviously privy to our private conversations, and as but Steph got Mark from Geeks Unleashed and the most
today. Savage.
I've never laughed more at a GIF. I even showed my fiance. I'm like, look at this. The fucking
you gave the Denzel smile GIF. Like.
That was a good because it was just laid out so perfectly in front of me. I had to take it. I saw no one else saw the message. I was like, now's my shot. Now it's my shot.
I was just waiting. I knew it already. Like,
what's these? What's these?
To lay it out, Mark's talking about some comic series. I wasn't able to get this and that. And Steph says, did you check with D's? Mark says, what's D's? And then Steph puts this Denzel fucking gif of him like, oh shit, here it comes. D's nuts. God, it was funny.
Wow, so
I opened up that and looked at that message like 4 or 5 times just to get another chuckle out of it.
It was so good. It was so good.
Thank you guys. Well, to add on to you guys, don't be a shitty person. I would also say don't be a tease.
Right.
Tease my man.
There you go.
You snap. And that goes for both ways, guys. Don't tease the girls either, because it can come back just as bad.
Don't be teasing people.
But that ties into not being a shitty person. Shitty people tease people. You know, that's
right. That is right. And don't
Terror Train 2, Blue Balls.
Be like, imagine, right? And also don't tease people as a filmmaker and be like, hey, imagine if you had seen that kill. That would be great. If you would have seen that train, that would be nuts, wouldn't it?
Right,
yeah.
right.
We got to
kept reminding me of
man, the American Broadcasting Company. Come on, we got to put this shit on ABC, NBC.
The kills reminded me of watching like a superhero movie on like TNT or something, because they'll always cut at the good part and shit. Right. You know, like come back from commercial break, the whole fight's fucking done. And shit.
Or like
when you would watch
right. Go on.
No, you go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that's how like half of the Friday the 13th movies are in the later 80s.
Exactly.
Like they cut out all the good shit.
They do. They really do. The MPAA starts really fucking shit up, right? They fucked up the very next year. They fucked up My Bloody Valentine, right? And they cut all that good shit out. And then we finally get to see the effects, and we're like, a classic, like more of a classic than we thought. You know, it was a classic just because it was a slasher film time for a holiday. That was the trick back then. Like, okay, I get it. So this is set on Halloween. Ours is set on New Year's Eve. But it's also kind of like a graduation party, because that dude's like, "This, I'm done." I'm like, "Bro, did you get held back? Like, did you take an extra semester? Like, what's going on? Did you take some time off?"
I think there's a serious carjacking incident in Dylan's neighborhood with the.
Right.
Yeah, I hope Dylan's okay.
Dylan's out there fighting someone for his car. Right.
Because the popo has arrived.
Love anybody watching this.
I'm trying to do this show. You guys are making all this freaking noise outside. God damn it! I'm doing the show right now.
Zach's really buzzkill fucking comments just been posted up for like 20 minutes. Maybe Dylan's like in I don't know who Ruggero Deodato.
He's the guy that made Cannibal Holocaust.
Cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I heard
director,
about
yeah.
that the other day. Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, he
We
killed
were
animals. But
They're all talking about the turtles and shit. Yeah.
yeah, it's all right.
I was gonna ask you guys:
Sorry,
do you
bro.
guys prefer the whodunit slashers over the supernatural, like the icon slashers? Because when I was a kid, it used to always turn me off. But now, getting back into the '80s slashers, I actually find a lot more appreciation for them. Like, I think I just
don't
wanted
mind
the Michaels and the Jasons and the Freddys when I was a kid. And anytime I'd put on a movie where it wasn't that kind of killer, I'm like, oh, I got to think through this. This is horseshit.
I don't.
I mean, it depends.
as much because these stories are not usually as clever as they want to be. And to
Right.
do a whodunit, you got to be
You
clever.
got to be good, yeah. Or it's gonna just be boring.
I prefer it
and
when
there
we
was-
know from the beginning, like in The Burning, we know it's that fucking dude, you know, and it doesn't matter. Like, focus on the characters, focus on the kills. That's what I want with the slasher.
And with the supernatural, it's that overwhelming threat, like, you know, that they can't almost be beat. You know, with the whodunit, it's kind of like cat and mouse. The hero could be smarter than the killer, which they usually are because they slip up and discover the shit towards the end. But supernatural killers, it's just that a supernatural threat. You know, you don't really know what
Dylan, we've
stops
been
them.
talking about theme, and me and Verno and Steph have spoken.
Theme. One theme is just, you know, how bad pranks can go and you don't know what's going through someone's head. And, you know, probably just bullying. You know, that Doc guy was like a huge bully, always pulling pranks on all these people. Like, he's like, yeah, I got my rich buddy. He supplies all the money and shit, and I got all the ideas. You know, I'm the one bullying people.
He was a douchebag, a dick. Just that whole D thing.
Crazy.
Just fits
Every
with
D.
him, so,
It was every D.
And just one of those guys that's
Dumbass.
a total jackass douchebag, man.
And when he saw that kid
Thinks
going,
he's so
Adele.
cool.
he must have been like, mission accomplished.
Yeah, he's like, yes, fist bump, bros.
Man. And then just for him to like bring that fucking body into the bag, like I don't
Yeah,
care if
that's
you're a doctor or not, like that's fucked
That's
up,
messed
bro.
up.
That-
No one questioned.
that
That's
was
what
one
I
thing
thought
I
was
was like-
fucked up.
He should have got
I always
dispelled
forget
or
about
whatever it's
that too.
called.
I always forget like that the prank is a dead body. So I'm always like, they put a dead body. I'm like, who does shit like that?
Right.
Like
A naked
Pick
woman.
that shit
too.
up
you gotta think
afterwards.
about. I don't care that you're a doctor. I don't care that you work in a fucking, you know, wherever he worked, where a lot of dead people came through. It's like, dude, there's
Whose
something
mom
wrong
was
with
that?
you, bro. Like for you,
I would have
to
thought
do
they were on
that
some
and think
Hannibal
that's
Lecter,
funny.
Jeffrey
Yeah.
Dahmer shit. If
Could have
they
got a
would've
better
gone
look at
wrong.
one too, I think.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
But yeah, man, just how bullying, man, can really affect somebody, man. And then look at what it did. It turned the kid into a psychopathic killer. Or I don't know if he was a killer before then, but it does, like, just, you don't want to fuck with people, man, like that. Like, you don't know what's going through someone's head. You truly just don't know what's going through
That could be on the
someone's head,
breaking
man. And
point.
it's just, it's not really right to single somebody out like that. And just a messed up thing, man. Something that everybody, I'm sure, can attest to, man. You know, that's like
Could also be a tale of karma too, because Jamie Lee Curtis, while I thought her feeling sorry was a little weak, but she's the only one who felt remorse for that, and she's the only one who didn't die. So karma.
She does say shit to like Doc when he's like bragging about it to this chick.
Yeah,
like, oh
to
yeah,
the freshman
like,
and shit.
It's not at like, you feel like she's like there and back. She's kind of back and forth. Like at first she feels terrible about it. Then she heard that he killed somebody. So, she's kind of like I'm kind of wary about this guy, but she's still, I feel like she knows in the back of her head, like this is going to come back to haunt me one day. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
She at least knows that it's wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
It's wrong. Yeah, definitely. But, you could see there could be a little bit more, like where she feels a little bit more bad, where more it's like once they find out they're getting it's like they're just like, fuck, dude. And Doc don't feel terrible whatsoever. And then even when like the girl
At all, man.
like he just thinks it's a prank. They're pulling a prank on me.
Yo, you're right.
Like you are fucking clueless, buddy. You are clueless. But yeah, there's
It's gonna be a great plastic surgeon one day.
I think it's I think it's definitely a good primer for young bucks that are trying to get into some horror, not major kills. To me, this is just more like a fun party slasher. Stuck on a train. not a crazy amount of atmosphere, a little bit dark. It's just more of that claustrophobia feel, you know.
And I would say that without Jamie Lee Curtis or the holiday theme behind it, it would have been one of these forgotten movies.
Totally.
You know, that would have been rediscovered probably later on.
Yeah. Jamie Lee, man, is just I think she's great in it, you know. I think she looks great. I've seen her do better, but for young in her career, I think she's good. And she's got the iconic scream, you know, that just.
I wonder how much of it is us now, like knowing Jamie Lee Curtis and what a superstar she's become. Like, because you just look at her, she jumps off the screen. Like, does she really pop off? Is she that much better than everybody else? Or do we just
because we
look
know
at
who
her
she
like?
Is.
Because I'll tell you,
no, she was awesome. Because I remember seeing her in Trading Places when I was a kid, and I like seeing her in that movie.
Well, think about you.
But that's what he's saying now, though, because
actor.
Johnny Depp doesn't pop off the screen in A Nightmare on Elm Street the way that Jamie Lee does in this movie.
I don't know. He's wearing that belly shirt, man. I don't know, man. That midriff. I don't know, man. That's pretty popular.
He wasn't the commanding Johnny Depp that
it's
he
not
is
Jamie
now.
Lee Curtis that pops for me in this movie. It's fucking David Copperfield, man. Like,
oh, Robbie.
It's also some of the corniest moment. The corniest moment in the movie is when he does the rose thing with Jamie Lee, and her reaction is like, "Wow!"
No, the cigarette through the quarter thing was pretty dope, though.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, that was.
I'll tell you this though: when I was watching it, I saw the fucking shit in the quarter where the hole went in. On HD, I could fucking see that, like, because the trick with that is they have a trick quarter, and they take a real one, and then he quickly and
sleight of hand.
All that shit was real because the director in the interview says it's hard to do that in film because part of magic, you know, that kind of stage it works is to see it live. If you already expect a level of cinematic magic when you watch a movie, right? It's hard to make that come across. But all that shit, even the rose, he was probably blowing Jamie Lee Curtis's fucking mind.
Probably. I always loved how Tom Savini kind of always said that practical effects and like setting effects up were like a magic trick, where it's like I'm trying to get you to look here while I'm doing something behind here. And you know, like I always loved how he kind of looked at practical effects as a magic trick. You know, he's like, we're magicians, you know, and I think it's true, man. I think that's true.
Somebody
it's kind of
needs
cool
to make the definitive documentary about Tom Savini's career.
There's the one.
Did that one not do it for you?
Like, it's older now. I feel like the one that the Smoke and Mirrors came out like almost 10 years ago now.
2019, like 5 years. Yeah.
I think, dude, he's such a
one. My bad. I'm sorry.
He could have had a better career as an actor.
Smoke and Mirrors?
David Copperfield,
Smoke and Mirrors is good.
Yeah, he wasn't bad.
Well, no, I'm Tom Savini. Like,
No,
I just watched.
He wasn't.
I watched Maniac with Tom Savini in it. It's like, again, is he popping off the screen because I know that's Tom Savini? But he's just got a face that, like, he's got so much charisma.
Yeah, wasn't he in From Dusk Till Dawn? Wasn't he Codpiece?
Yeah. Oh, he was Sex Pistol. Sex Pistol.
Yeah.
It's not Sex Pistol. It's something close to that, though.
Love muscle or some shit.
Love trigger. The love hand
machine. Love gun.
Machine.
Love machine. Sex
love
machine.
I knew it.
He's also really good. He's also a really good actor in Night Riders, which is
he's a great actor. Period.
Really underrated.
Yeah, he is.
That's my favorite George Romero film, by the way, is Night Riders. Just so y'all know.
Have you guys?
Yes, I love that.
You guys covered Dawn of the Dead, or not Dawn of the Dead, From Dusk to Dawn?
No.
I want to. I picked up a fucking.
Come on, Tarantino library, I guess.
What was that?
Yeah, but then you gonna do all 5 of them at the same. You gonna do the franchise?
No, that'd be crazy.
We'll do the first one, and that's
it. The first one. That's Come on, that's all that matters.
One, bro. Because I bought like a DVD pack.
Harvey Keitel
just because I wanted the out of print.
No, hold on. Are you trying to say that the From Dusk to Dawn Dynasty wasn't as good as the?
We're doing the TV show.
Silent Night,
Terror Temple.
Franchise?
Yeah, you want to do the TV series, both seasons?
We got
I think they might have done
pussy,
3.
pretty pussy, pink pussy.
Titty twister.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Bro, I fucking love that movie, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
George Clooney was the man.
Great in there too, yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
That was a weird era.
2023. Well, that was on my list too at one point because I remember I bought the fucking 3-pack DVD set just because I really wanted the Full Tilt Boogie documentary to go along with it. Because for some reason that's really hard to get, is that out of print documentary on From Dusk Till Dawn.
That's a weird, that's like 2 movies in one. Like halfway through, totally new movie.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Shocked people.
Heist kidnapping movie.
Robert Rodriguez directed that. That was one of his.
Tarantino wrote the script.
That was one of like his first big blockbuster movies, I want to say. Did he do? I know he'd done
Desperado came out like a year before that.
Or whatever.
That wasn't really a blockbuster hit though. That it was Desperado.
Desperado wasn't?
No, it was El Mariacho. But Desperado is pretty much like a remake, but it's almost it's a sequel too.
With Banderas.
El Mariachi's really good, and Desperado is pretty good. And
I fucking love
Once Upon a Time in
Mexico.
Mexico sucks.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was too bloated. He was like, it was
it's not horrible, but
it's not horrible, but it's not just
Wasn't
really fucking sucks.
Was Steve Buscemi only in that one? Was he the bartender in that one? Or just that
Buscemi?
one?
No, I don't think he was in the third one.
Right?
Yeah, he was in Desperado.
That's one of the great
El Mariachi though. The original.
Danny Trejo was in both.
Desperado is like a remake of El Mariachi. El Mariachi was his like super independent film.
Yeah. It was
one of my
low
favorite
budget.
things about watching that stuff was the behind the scenes features where he used to do this stuff called like Guerrilla Film School, right? And he would show you what he would do. So he'd be like, all right, so I'm filming this scene and I'm going to do a wide shot, film it, and I'm not going to cut. I'm going to zoom in. Now we're going to get the mid shot. And now I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to get the tight shot. Like he's showing you like this dude literally just loves making movies on his own. And that's why I love Robert Rodriguez.
He's the only director I know that you can't pin him down. His style is all over the place.
I was watching Attila Battle Angel the other day. I've seen it before, but I was just kind of like astounded. I was like, yo, like he really can.
Down.
Yeah,
he does all kinds of movies. Yeah.
You remember when we did the Grindhouse double feature, how excited I was for that because I am a huge Robert Rodriguez fan. I feel like no one talks about him. I know Fable's a huge.
He's underrated.
And I was just like literally geeking out that I was like, dude, thank you, Fable. Thank you for being a fan of him too.
I have a lot of respect for Robert Rodriguez just because he's just a versatile. Like he can give you a Shark Boy, Lava Girl. I don't know, whatever he was doing with the Spy Kids. He can do that for you. He can do a Mariachi.
Sin City.
He can give you Sin City. He can give you freaking From Dusk Till Dawn with Quentin Tarantino. He's just real versatile. So I have a lot of respect for him.
And I have a lot of respect for him because, he did Sin City. Yeah. And what did he do? Yeah. He said, Frank Miller's going to be my fucking co-director.
Yeah, he made sure he got the credit for it.
Who else did that? Nobody.
Didn't he? I think he left the Directors Guild because of that. Like,
because they told him he couldn't. They told him he couldn't, so he left the Directors Guild and he said, "Fuck y'all." By the way, he doesn't make movies. Like we like to joke about making movies in a cave with scraps. That's what Robert Rodriguez does.
Yeah,
all those Lava Boy, Spy Kids movies. He has his own studio, big green screen. Like he filmed all that shit at home, bro. He didn't have to leave home.
Yeah. You know that's the Josh Hartnett scene in Sin City was the test footage they shot to pitch it to studios.
Sin City's really good, y'all.
That's what I haven't seen.
Really?
You haven't seen Sin City?
No, I haven't seen it. I mean, I loved it when it came out.
I just recently reread all the books, and then I watched that movie, and it still blows me away.
That's what put my boy Mickey Rourke back on the mat, man.
Hell yeah!
Sin City when he played.
He only directed the first one.
The second one, I think he has credit for it, but what I personally believe is that was more Frank Miller.
It might have been because it does feel more spirit, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's
it. Yeah, he's credited as well as Miller for that one. It's not as good.
No, it's not. Man, I was so mad about that movie. It took 9 years for that shit, and it.
I was a huge fan of the first one. You get some Clive Owen, which I know you love that in the first.
I love Clive Owen so much. What happened?
Those red sneakers.
What happened?
He let it go.
Yeah,
he had the ball and.
Okay, that's one we got to do.
Cocaine destroys everybody.
Yeah, I'm sure it showed Frank Miller as like the #1 director on the second one, and Rodriguez is like the second. So I'm sure. Well, it also shows Frank Miller is the first on that, but it says directed by Rodriguez.
On the
Special
first one.
guest director Tarantino on the first.
He directed that the Clive Owen scene where he's in the car talking to Mickey or what's his face?
Benicio del Toro.
Yeah, in the car.
It's got you smoking them, doesn't it, buddy? Got you smoking them.
That was a great scene, bro.
Yeah.
All right. We're doing the theme.
We talking about this movie now?
Yes.
That's a long time. Well, the theme is, if you're gonna make some poor person look at a dead body, get a good-looking one. Otherwise, it'll freak them out. It'll turn into a magician's assistant several years later and start killing people. But
that's what I was gonna say, real quick. I'm sorry to jump on you, Scarpad, but how meticulous was this plan by Kenny to not only find a magician to become the assistant of the magician, fool the magician into thinking that you're his female assistant, but you find a magician named Ken.
Right.
Do it. Right. Dude, it's so meticulous.
So fucking crazy.
And to figure out she has the best damn taste in pink gowns, man. So
maybe you have the best taste in pink.
So it's one of those things that you never know what's going to happen years later. And I enjoyed the movie. It was atypical of its genre and had some good acting and a good story. But that's all I got to say.
Well said.
Cool.
What was the theme?
What was the theme?
He nailed it.
I nailed it.
Let's rock and Robbie this shit a little bit. The theme is trying to go from point A to point B and all the shit that could happen in between, right? All the women, all the drugs, all the killers, and the advances, the things you gotta like, the jokers in the world. Yeah, this is about life. This is an allegory for life. I'm trying to get from from being in school to being an adult, right? Because they're in college, they're graduating, they're pre-med school, so they're going to go to real medical school now. So yeah, this is the journey, man.
Ooh.
Brother,
there you go.
I like that.
Fucking yeah, dude. Like I feel ashamed, and you're right. Like it is because they start like it's an allegory for graduation, for that coming of age, for the approach into adulthood, and the dangers that lie there, and the dangers are what are they? Drugs, alcohol, like addiction, basically sex, women, men, like people cheating on you, finding this shit out. Like holy shit, brother. Life is so hard out in the real world. It's basically the theme of Jason Takes Manhattan.
There you go.
That's Scream 6.
It's literally the same movie if you really think about it, almost, right? It's kind of the same movie, but on a boat.
They should have called it Ghostface Takes with the Bronx.
They should have just fucking went for it, man. Yeah,
They
exactly.
really
Watch them be on a boat the whole way, and that subway scene is just
the last 15 minutes.
That'd be hilarious.
No, they're gonna be on a goddamn subway. Fucking
the whole movie.
Yeah, I bet that subway scene is an ending scene. I wouldn't be surprised.
If this subway gets under 65 miles an hour, it explodes.
Pop quiz hot shot. Who was the first ghost? And they're gonna do something one day. They're gonna try to be so clever, and they're gonna be like, "There was a ghost face we never knew about in the other movies."
I still say they go into space. Ghostface will be in space. He'll be an astronaut, and he'll prank his other astronauts.
Bro, if Ludacris and Tyrese can get into space in Fast 9,
oh my god, they went from carjackers to secret agents, bro.
With duct tape and a jet engine on a fucking Pontiac.
Transformers.
Hey, it's gonna fuck all you guys up because Screech 11 will have Skeech Eldritch.
Screech?
Screech is coming back.
Screech 11?
Screech 11 is coming back.
Skeet
He's
Ulrich.
gonna be in Scream 11 as an astronaut in space, but also as Ghostface. Screech will return.
Screech.
From Saved by the Bell? Didn't he
Dustin Diamond,
Dustin
unfortunately,
Diamond.
passed away.
Yeah, he's gone.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Dustin Diamond.
Big dick.
He had
Dustin
a weird
Diamond.
end to his career, though.
Yeah, he did. Man lived fast, lived hard.
Very hard.
Ghostface in space, y'all. That really.
Oh, there you go.
It worked.
We made
Ghostface in space. I like that.
Space in space. Ghostface don't need no.
It took Jason 10 movies to get to space. Scream's going to test that theory. Can we
They're
get
gonna no. We're gonna do it in 8.
In space, you can't hear ghost face scream.
Oh my god, I love it.
Ghost space and face.
Ghost face gets faced in space. Say that 12 times fast.
So you guys want to get into the rating then?
Yes, please.
Something completely different to us, Arpad. I know you love the 60s. I'm sure there was plenty of good pacing in the 60s, but for us, the heyday was the 80s. So getting faced, right? Like
80s.
I'll kick this one off.
I love how Dylan's trying to keep the show going. Good job, Dylan. Good job.
No, someone's gotta.
This is actually one of our shorter shows.
We'll see.
We'll see, right? Show and
Show and tell. That's about
don't say
30
that.
minutes for
Don't say
Scarface.
that.
It's been weeks.
You never know. That's what last time Fable said he only had an hour, and we ended up spending 3.
I know. It's like I
hope can stay for an hour.
Oh yeah, but that was 5 movies though. 5 movies, so 3 movies.
No, that
you guys went another hour after I left.
Yeah,
I watched that show. You guys only talked about those movies for about an hour and 20. Let's just be real.
That show was still shorter than that fucking Storm of the Century bullshit show we did. That was an hour and a half.
All right.
Where were you at, Dylan? I'm
still wasn't as bad as Kingdom of the Spiders. But
I love it. I love it.
I'd say it's like a 3, but I got some nostalgia for it, and it's one I've watched since I was a little kid. So to me it has a lot of rewatchability factors for me. So I'm gonna go 3.69. Keep it Happy New Year's, my brothers, and 3.69 I think is pretty fair on it. It's not the greatest. It's a good beginning start for Jamie Lee. I think she looks great. Doesn't have the best score, none of that. It doesn't have crazy atmosphere, but it's got that claustrophobia feel. Stuck on a train. It's got a cool killer that has a bunch of different mask get-ups. I mean, one of those masks would have been fine for the entire movie, and it would have been memorable for me. But, the way he switches it up, I really like that. It's something different, costumes. Other than what we were getting at that time where it was that one mask and that's all you got. I like that he kind of switches his get-up a few times. I really enjoy it. It's not perfect. It's not the best. But, I wish it was nowadays. I wish it was more gorier. The kills were a little bit bigger, but they had no money on this. Bless you, brother. Bless you. But yeah, man, I have fun with this, and it's one I add to the rotation. Every year, a year or two. So yeah, man, 3.69 station.
Yo, if you love it, you don't gotta justify it. I fucking love the Street Fighter movie, bro, and I know that shit is terrible.
That shit is
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, if you want to, if you're able to watch Terror Train this week, throw your rating in the chat. Let us know what you think. Fable, my brother, kick us off. What did you think, boss?
Man, listen, this is just a ho-hum movie for me. I didn't dislike it. I don't love it. I liked it. I enjoyed it all the way through. Like I said, I didn't look at my watch. That's the test, right? If I look at my watch, how long do I got left in this one? I didn't do one of those moves, so I'm gonna give it a 2.5. It's just middle of the road for me. I'm probably not gonna watch this again, and I don't know if I could recommend it either. I would say, like, if you really want to see Jamie Lee Curtis's earlier films and stuff like that, this is worth a visit. Don't skip this one. Watch it. See her evolution, her career and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just a regular movie for me. Just ho-hum, middle of the road. So 2.5 slips, man.
It's cool to see the evolution of Jamie if you're a big fan of it. So that's not a bad part for it either.
The new documentary's coming out. Ho-hum, the evolution of Jamie Lee.
Confident.
The original Scream Queen.
In a Compton freaking font.
We're from the streets of Compton.
Took a minute to get that. I'm with you.
What do you think, Scarpad?
I like it a little bit better than Fable. I think it's a little average, but I think the train redeems it. The actors' qualities of acting redeem it. But there's not enough blood in it. There's not enough gore in it. I think it could have used a little bit more than that of that. So I'm gonna give it because I like it a little bit bad and because I want to keep it like Dylan 2.69. 2.69, baby.
Like, yeah, it
Not quite a 3, but
Richard Band on the score, that's for sure.
Yeah, the score sucked. But other than that,
2.69. Very
2.69.
alrighty. Steph, my man, what did you think, brother?
I'm gonna ride Scarpad's score and give it a 2.69. I was at a 2.5 like Fable, but when I found out that the cinematographer worked for Kubrick, that bumped it up a point. That's impressive.
Yeah.
You know, I give him props for what they did, the circumstances they had to work with.
Yeah, they did well.
Yeah, it was a tough film to work on. I know that for sure. And it was cold as fuck in Canada, and it was a rough one for them to shoot. I know.
But like I said earlier, there's nothing in this film that really excels for me at any one point. Like it's all very just a straight line.
Yeah.
But that's it's not bad. Like you said earlier, it's a good introductory to film or horror film for like younger people that they won't be too scared.
Yeah.
But if you're saying it all night, it's competent.
You're willing to let your kids see one pair of tits per movie. This is the perfect one.
That's right.
Yeah, it's nothing's too suggestive.
Kill as many people as you want. Just 2 tits.
There are 2 pair of breasts in this movie.
Is there 2?
And he mentions the orgy.
Damn it!
At the
cover their eyes for one.
If we play charades, I pick orgy. That was a great line.
Don't cover their eyes for the decomposed tits, right?
Right.
Cover their eyes for the real.
That's makeup.
Cover one eye for each.
Don't worry about the beheading. It's fine. It's good, but it's the boobies.
You don't see it.
Problems.
That's America.
You could say that was
movies. We'd be in a better place, I guess, right?
Yeah, buddy.
But yeah, it's a competent film. It's not good. It's not great. But it's not bad.
Yeah.
This film is from the streets of
competent.
Wait till we get to
West Side.
2023. You guys are gonna love me.
For which one?
Just 2023 period.
Most notably, what happens the week after next.
I got some good ones coming.
Looking forward.
Burno. What do you think, Blood Splatter?
I'll go a little higher than the previous fellows. I'll go with a 3, but like you're getting like a 1.5 just for Jamie Lee being in the movie. I just love young Jamie Lee. I just love seeing her. David Copperfield, it's huge to see him. We all mentioned that. If there were better kills in this, if there were like really good kills, I think this would be like a top tier 80s slasher.
Oh yeah,
and I appreciate when it came out. Like this is right after Halloween. They didn't know all the tropes to take from everybody, so that was cool. The whodunit aspect was pretty dope as well. But also, I just like the idea of like the train plays the role of like the camp and the camp slasher. Right. It's just another creative way of getting people away from society where you're screwed. You're out here on this train.
Isolated.
All that. I think, Scarpad, you point out the acting. The acting is pretty goddamn good. Like there's not like they are one-dimensional characters, but there's a lot of like solid acting in it. And
it's not corny.
Well. Especially watching it a second time, you do pick up on some of the subtle things about the characters. There's a lot of them. It's not like Halloween where you really only had the 5 characters. What I appreciate
is we said it before. Ben Johnson as the conductor.
Right.
This is a guy obviously doing it for the money, doing it for the check. He could have just phoned in and did nothing. He really gave it. He gave it his best to get that character as good as it was. And they all did that. There wasn't really anybody in there that was just slucking for the money.
He was the best. Well, he really was. Besides Jamie Lee, like we all mentioned, he was.
Well, he had the most presence.
Right.
Yeah.
The other thing I was thinking about while we were talking is this is like, I wonder how much influence this movie and movies like this had on Die Hard. Like you've got this is pretty much the reverse Die Hard, where the slasher in Die Hard is Bruce Willis going around killing all the bad guys. And think about all the movies that inspired. There's like a whole like fleet of movies that came after that, Under Siege and a million other ones.
Well, even before Die Hard with like Rambo. Or some shit like that, right? Where like you're right, it's a reverse slasher. Like there's no difference between John Rambo or Macaulay Culkin in their movies, and Michael Myers,
or
just the different
Your Next that we watched, or Ready or Not, where you've got instead of the the innocent people getting killed. It's the innocent person going and killing all the bad guys. So I don't know. It's just interesting to look at it that way. But yeah, I'll give it a 3. And I would really like to do Prom Night or just watch them back to back and see which one, because that's why I watched it. Exactly. That's who I would recommend it to. If you're a big Jamie Lee fan, go watch this and Prom Night if you haven't seen it. If you just
Prom Night's the better movie, though.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think I liked it a little bit.
It also had Leslie Nielsen in it too, I believe, right?
And it's got that dance scene.
I love Prom Night, man.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. So 3.0, solid, early slasher.
Heck yeah. Not bad at all. Robbie, last but not least, what did you think?
I grew up with this movie, so it has a nostalgia, an appeal to it, right? I also love holiday slashers, so it's got an appeal for that. And it's got its problems. It's not a perfect movie. It's not one of the greatest slashers ever. In fact, I actually like The Prowler better than this. And I don't think The Prowler's a good movie, but it gives us those kills. Right? And it's disturbing. And this one didn't lean enough into sleaze, and I think this movie could have really bumped up for some sleaze. But regardless, like Two Gun says,
could have used some sleaze for sure.
Yeah, right. And like Two Gun says, though, it's still a fun movie. I enjoyed the idea of them being on the train. They really sell the idea that they are on a fucking train, but they don't sell me on the idea that it's New Year's Eve. So I love holiday slashers, but we don't even get a countdown moment.
Right.
Or how the train is scary. Like you use those
Halloween.
corridors of the train to frame like some scary corridors and things like that.
Yeah, so they do sell that, the fact that there's a train, that they're on a train, but they don't sell the idea that it is New Year's Eve. It feels more like a graduation movie, right? And we're talking about the influence of Halloween. Obviously, that's there, but all these other movies that were coming out around or at that same time, Prom Night, Friday 13th, Mother's Day, even like these. They hadn't seen each other yet. Like they're all copying the same thing, and they don't know what they can get away with yet, right? So I like all the performances in this movie. I like the idea of the movie. There's a lot of holiday slasher movies that pick a holiday, and they mention it once or twice, right? This just kind of felt like a graduation college party horror film, and I like it for that. I think it's okay. I think it's, all in all, great cinematography, not so good music, great performances, not so good story, but some stuff that's really interesting enough. The kills could have gone a little bit further, but like we were saying, Fisher Price, kids' first fucking slasher movie. It's not too bad, actually. So I would say this movie is mid, and to me, unlike my homie Jelani, so everybody go check out Go Figure reviews, but to Jelani, mid pisses him off. It doesn't piss me off, and to me, mid is 3. So I'm giving this one a 3 out of 5. You digs?
I thought for sure you were gonna give it a 4. I thought that's what it was coming.
Ain't no way, dude. Like I got a New Year's resolution. Every time I do a Dylan's Horror Show or PCP Movie Night, I'm just excited to chat with y'all about these movies.
Yeah,
that has been affecting me, man. And I get to pick all of my PCP Movie Night movies. So I pick movies I want to do. I get so excited. I got to really take this a little bit more seriously. I'm going to be like Dylan when he started Letterboxd like a year and a half ago. I'm a real critic.
Back up, baby.
Yeah, I'm a real critic. I'm going to go 3. And let's be honest, this is a 2, but I'm going to give it a 3 because I love it.
Yeah, no,
that's fair. Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel too. Like I bumped it up because of the Jamie Lee, but is it a 2, 2.5? Probably
2.5, bro.
But it works. It works. I enjoyed it.
Fable's too real. Fable's
too real. I've been
Fable's
on the train.
Fable's like
on the
Real World.
train.
Fable's like Real World season 1 and 2 with his ratings. I'm trying to be like Real World season 3 and 4. Okay.
I would have kept it at a solid 2.25. I didn't know Kubrick cinematographer. Come on now.
That's
without
awesome.
that guy, we couldn't see shit in this movie.
Right?
It would look like the Batman. We would be like, what the fuck is going on?
It's almost fair to say he helped direct this movie.
Dude, I went into this movie and I'm thinking like, oh yeah, I remember one thing I really liked about it was all those really cool shots you see of the train that they keep cutting to. I'm like halfway through the movie, I'm like, where the fuck are these shots? And then I realized, oh, duh, that was Horror Express. So, you know what I mean? That was really cool.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I love Horror Express.
I care more about the characters here, though, for some reason. Not that I care about them, but I'm more involved.
Right.
I'm more involved.
A 3 from Bobby D and a 3 from Two Gun.
There you go.
So what we got? 3.69 from me, 3 from Robbie, 3 from Vern, 2.69 from Stefan Scarpad, and a 2.5 from Fable. I think that's an average score of 3.069, brother.
Yeah.
I like that to be more like
Keeping it real, man.
point,
Keeping
right?
it real.
Almost a 3-1.
It means that me and Verno were closer to the truth.
Right.
Well, wow, man, that concludes 2022's horror show, man. Wow, bro, another year in the bag.
2 years, bro.
2 years.
Can I just say something real quick, Dylan?
You've expanded so much.
Do you guys remember? You guys remember like 2.5 years ago, when everybody was like, "Does Dylan even do content anymore?" And now Dylan has been doing this show consistently for 2 years, growing the show, growing the structure of the show, growing the panel of the show. This started off just me and you. Dylan, I'm so goddamn fucking proud of you, not just for what you've done with this show, but for what you've done in your life over the last 2 years. I love you, my friend, my brother from another mother, my horror friend. Dude, Dylan, I love you. Everybody, just take a moment. Dylan has changed for the best.
You changed.
Love you, Dylan.
Dude.
Congrats on 2 years.
Changed, bro.
Back 2 years when I'm living in my mom's house. Now I got my own house.
There you go.
I got me a fiance now, bro.
Hell yeah.
Crazy, bro.
You gotta be careful with
Beyonce.
Beyonce's. Gotta be careful with Beyonce's. Ask Jay-Z.
Yeah.
I got to give you credit for getting your background up to snuff, man. You got a lot of shit going on back there, brother.
You need to bring them lights back, though, man.
Now it looks like the other.
No, I'm gonna get those lights. I'm gonna get those lights again.
Starpad, send us some fucking LEDs, man. Come on, man.
I got
when I first went on with Dylan, he was living at home with his mom. Now I have a house. I'm living at home with mom.
See what you did to him,
house. So he swapped, man. Man, I wish I was living.
Hey, no, bro. That's why you still got
so
money
much better than your house.
That's why you still got money for Blu-rays, bro. That's why you still got money for Blu-rays. I'll go back so I can get me some more Blu-rays.
Every week, Scarpet's stack is like
that's true.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, mine's like
when you sell your house,
I got too many bills now.
Shit, we're not even seeing
give or take
arcades in the fucking show and tell either. Like there's shit we're seeing in the chat that you guys aren't even privy to.
Yeah, maybe next week I'll do it from the upstairs arcade because I got a few machines.
Upstairs.
You got the upstairs arcade room you're allowed. Like, you got one room or you got 2 rooms? I don't know how that works, man.
When you run out of room in the first room,
you got dual caves.
You gotta go.
You know, when my chick lived with me, my ex, right? Like when she lived with me, she was like, "You gotta keep everything in one fucking room." I'm like, "All right."
Now that it's
been me for like 2 years, just me. Man, my shit's all over the place, and I love it. I love life. I love being here with you guys. 2022 was actually an up and down year, but it was pretty solid. 2023 is gonna be the shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my girl's a big horror fan too, so she really don't care. She just was like, give yourself a horror room. But if I eventually I have the basement and I want to put a bunch of like horror posters down there and shit.
Hell yeah, man.
She wants to turn like a third of the basement that's unfinished into like a little bar section and put like
what you gotta do, Dylan, is you test out the waters. Get yourself like an 8x10 poster. Put it up right in the bathroom, like a right.
I don't want to see.
If she doesn't say shit about it, you're good to go.
Right.
I want to say one more thing. Dylan has hit 1K this year. Super proud of him for that. Super proud of you out there in the DHS Army. I don't know what you want to call your community yet, Dylan. But the DHS heads out there, thank you so much. Two Gun's probably like the general of the whole thing, right? Thank you so much. We love Two Gun. We love all of you. And Dylan's at 1,000, but he still needs the watch time. So go back and watch some old episodes. Give Dylan that watch time. Let's get monetized so that then all of the intros get demonetized. So then I have to redo the intros with no Linnea Quigley tits in them. And then we get to have monetized fun for Dylan and support him on Patreon, help him out, and get him some LED lights up there. And maybe, support him on Patreon. Let's get rid of that fucking duck over there. It's embarrassing to me. But this is a goddamn
I didn't even notice the
show.
duck.
Dylan, you should be proud of yourself for what you've done here. Because other people get on YouTube and they can't. it's harder to even do one goddamn live stream a week. It's harder than people realize.
Oh yeah.
Life. Because nobody on YouTube, except for the biggest of the biggest, the 1%, nobody on YouTube really, this is their sole thing. You know, we all got lives, we all got things we do, Dylan included, especially. So, like, I'm so goddamn proud of you. Let's keep growing this. Y'all, let's get this show monetized. Let's get it going. Let's get some super chats coming up here once we get monetized. Let's bring that vibe. Let's bring that fun. Let's bring that funding to DHS. And if you don't want to do that, just send me and Dylan movies, and we're gonna cover them, guaranteed.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Or just let me know. I'll send you that PayPal account, bro. You know, you can send the money there.
Yeah, brother. Definitely,
YouTube,
definitely.
bro. They be taxing them super chats, bro. YouTube be taking. We don't want.
They be
YouTube
taxing
getting
them
none of
super
that.
chats, but the more super chats you get means the more money that they're making off of you, which means that you know they're gonna push us.
That's why I just recommend cut that out and just send it PayPal, baby.
Well, okay, we can do it that way if you want. I'm just saying, let's grow this.
That middleman.
Let's grow this channel, man.
I think it says I got 3,182 public watch hours, and I need 4,000. So
you're
I'm
good,
like,
bro. You're gonna get there.
I'm like 800 hours away. It looks like.
Yeah, you're good. You're gonna get there.
And let me tell you something. Super chats are exhilarating. Even though you know YouTube's taking 30% of that shit, they're exhilarating. They're exhilarating, man. They make you feel good. It's a tip jar, man. It makes you feel good.
What if I take one of my Rokus and put an infinite loop repeat on Dylan's videos? Will that clock up the time?
I doubt it.
Don't do anything that's gonna make him lose, because I've lost monetization.
Yeah, they looking for cheaters all the time. They see some weird shit.
Yeah, somebody was trying to goose my algorithm, and I got a fucking month and a half of my monetization taken away last year. It pissed me off. I count on that shit, man. You know,
that's crazy.
Sorry, Robbie. I just got that fire stick, man. I'll go shut that. Sorry about that, Robbie. I pissed.
We'll have to figure out for 2023 what we could call the, you know, like how you got the PCP army and shit. What would we call
DHS slashers?
The DHS. I mean, it sounds like
the
Dylanites.
Yeah.
Get some.
That's why I'm asking now too.
DHS though.
And
we'll
have to do. I still got to do the 1K subscriber giveaway. I got a bunch of shit. I think I got a couple like movie digital.
It doesn't matter if DHS has been used. PCP was used before I came along, and look what we've done.
Right, those are just letters. There was no pop culture philosophy.
And you got a good name or a set of initials because we cover the horror movie, so DHS instead of VHS.
Right.
And you could even get like a cassette tape and put DHS and then Dylan's Horror Show under there.
That's actually really a good idea. Yeah. Dude, we should, for a giveaway or some shit, we should actually put VHS. We should put an episode of DHS on VHS and give it away to someone with the VHS player.
Be sick to make like a logo with that. I mean, we do. We got the burns, the cigarette burns.
I'll holler at the dude. I bet he can do it.
Oh, dude, I'm sure.
And station to Mike for all the thumbnails and
the
logo.
Station to Mike, of course, and then station to Robbie for the incredible fucking intro, man.
But station to Vern and Steph and Fable and Scarpad, because this show leveled up when you guys came on every week. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Dude,
I look forward to it every Saturday, man.
I couldn't. I told you. I always said I couldn't do the show every week without Robbie. It expanded, man. I can't do the show without any of y'all, man. You guys are the best, bro. I appreciate y'all so much, and I just can't. I'm glad because when I was talking to Fable one day, I was like, I didn't know if he was just coming to hang here and there, and then he'd go, every now and then he would just come here and there. It's like, dude, I'm trying to be a part of like the crew for real. I was like, dude, fuck yeah, that's what I want. We suck
that motherfucker in, man.
I've always wanted to I've always respected horror, but I was very picky, and very like a snob almost. Like, oh, if that's stupid, why would you do that? I'm not, I had to like 28 Days Later, which is a fine, fantastic film, but something like that, that's something I would only pick like the more serious ones or more believable. But this is like open up my tapestry or my horizons.
Steph's like, horror. It's always some big-breasted woman that can't act that's running up the steps when she should be going out the front door.
Right. I was critical like that, but this has allowed me to just enjoy horror for what it is more. We will get some stickers,
And then,
from time to time, but
then Steph had a fucking gnarly home invasion a couple years ago, and he ran the fuck up the stairs and he realized,
Jump
oh
out the window.
shit.
Well, for me, it was like I thought I was a horror fan because every October I would rewatch all the big slasher franchises. If I wasn't done with them by Halloween, I'd watch them through Christmas and shit.
Right.
But it's opened me up to be like, oh fuck it, I'll try that. I'll try
Yeah.
that. I'll check this movie out when I wouldn't have before.
It was all of you guys that got me into it because, like, I was talking to Dylan when he was still DC,
Comics.
you know, with the DC logo and all that.
Yeah.
And when he stopped doing the show, because we used to talk back then in the Instagram back chats, and I used to tell him, like, yo, you got the hottest live show on YouTube. You got the hottest live show. Like, he used to do live shows, and everybody used to pop in. Perry, John, Robbie, everybody used to come in, and then he just stopped. And through that whole time he stopped, we were talking, and, you know, he would be like, I don't know, dude, and this and that, and, you know, talking about life. And then I'm so glad that Robbie came, because then Robbie gave him that inspiration to be like, no, let's rebrand. Let's come out. I'll do a show with you. I gave him the confidence. I was so glad that Robbie did that with Dylan. And then I saw Vernal jump on. And then I saw my man Steph jump on. I saw my man Scarpad jump on. I said, no, I got to get in on this shit. Dylan always been asking me to be on. But back when he was asking me, I was really shy and I didn't like to do any of this stuff. I like to watch you guys. You know, you guys are the experts to me.
That's what you always said too.
Yeah, but when all you guys came on, I said, nah, they're talking about stuff I would love to talk about.
Right,
so,
yeah.
Seeing all you guys, and then seeing Steph, especially because me and Steph, we you know, I think it's safe to say we line up on a lot of movies or our opinions on movies. So to see him open up to this genre has been exciting for me to watch as well. So, and Vernal too. And then, you know, discovering how Scarpad's knowledge, because Scarpad got a lot of knowledge, man. He got a lot of stuff about older movies and all kinds of directors and stuff that I have no idea about. So this is an awesome experience. This is a great show.
He knows more about Bush than he even shares with you guys on this show. I mean, he knows.
I'm holding some of that knowledge back.
I know.
He was a kid. In every decade, Scarpad was a kid.
Yeah, too much knowledge on that whole subject, man. Goes right back to that whole burning bush thing.
My man Two Gun was also in my ear too, no doubt.
Yeah. So proud of you, Dylan, man. Love
he kept pushing me hardcore. So without all that, man, and Robbie and you guys, I definitely would not have done it because I was just like, dude, I'm working, bro. I'm hating life, bro. I wish I could go back to stream. I would stream every day. I was literally just like streaming every day. I didn't have a job. And I was loving that, though, man. I was like, that put all my time into that, man. I would wake up, put on a YouTube channel, and just watch that. And then, you know, we knew everybody, so they would be like, check your email, bro. Link's already in there. You know what I mean? Hop on that for a little bit and just fuck around all day, bro. And we'd be up all night just streaming, bro. And then somehow I'd get all those people on the channel that had way more subscribers than I ever had. So it was just fun, bro, and I loved it. And then I had to get that job, bro, and that shit put me down, bro. And then I was just
I miss those late nights. Those things were 2, 3, 4 in the morning, man. There's some crazy shit going on.
Bro, those were fun. But then, you know, it was just with work. I was trying to still read comics and shit, and I was like, there's just no way I could put out the weekly comic book thing like Robbie does. Just had no time for it, and I was like, but dude, man, like one thing never changed, bro. I always watched movies and horror movies, and I always wanted to do movie reviews. And without Robbie, man, I definitely wouldn't have done it because I would never have had anybody to fully be down week to week. And even with Robbie's crazy ass schedule, man, my man came through and looked out for me, man. And I fucking love you, brother. I love all you guys.
I told you I'd be here every week.
And you have, bro. Every freaking week.
Not every week. You know, sometimes I'm like idle hands. Y'all can do that on your own.
That's
I almost don't want to be here next week because I don't want to disappoint you, but I'm going to give them another honest shot.
What is next week?
Yeah, what is next week, Dylan?
Yeah, next week to kick off 2023, we'll be reviewing Damien Leone's Terrifier 1 and 2.
Oh, I thought we were just doing one. I thought we were just doing 2. We're doing 1 and 2.
We got to cut out a fucking 5-hour chunk this week, man. It took me, man. It took me because of the baby and shit. It took me 5 hours to watch Terrifier 2 last time I tried to watch it. I kept on having to start and stop. She was only like a month old at the time.
Yeah.
And finally I finished the movie and my fiance is like, I'm sorry. I just realized you took 5 hours to watch that movie. It's like, it could be tricky.
Yeah, Scarp had said earlier, because we had watched the movie last minute. When you got kids, man, like you sometimes it's so touch and go, and it's like I'll watch the entire movie and not really understood what I watched because I wasn't really into it.
All the time.
Y'all be prepared.
And an hour passed by, and I gotta rewind.
Y'all be prepared. Terrifier 2 is 2 hours 20 minutes, and it fucking feels every goddamn second of it. Y'all be.
I don't know.
I don't.
There's only one scene in that movie. I think they maybe should have trimmed or cut. Everything else was necessary.
I don't know if I hope y'all didn't see my Festivus stream. I hope Dylan didn't see it, but like
elevated.
One of my grievances on Festivus here,
I didn't see
people that
it.
liked fucking Terrifier 2 and Black Phone and Scream 5. So I have a grievance.
Black Phone.
Those are three very different movies.
Yeah.
Well, they all three suck in my opinion.
Terrifier 2
I cannot believe
is the beginning of a new horror icon.
Hey, raise your hand if you think a slasher film should be 2.5 hours.
No, it shouldn't be. But
a little self-indulgent, is it?
If it is going to be close to that, at least put in stuff that matters. I think he did, with the exception of that one. He could have cut 10 minutes out of it. He should have took it down to an hour and a half.
2.5 hours. I was going to say an hour 45 is like pushing it.
I wouldn't fucking do that, man.
He should have taken it down to an hour and a half. That's the only thing I hold against the film. It needs a better editor.
Dude, anytime I see an hour and a half, I get such a relief.
Yeah, but you know what? I saw that in the movies.
Like I miss those days.
And in the movies, it did not feel that long at all, except for that scene I said. And no one that you'll ask that.
Hey, who's seen Terrifier 2 so far? Oh man, I cannot wait to see.
I haven't seen it. Yeah,
right. This is gonna be.
I didn't really get the clown thing at first, but someone had to explain it to me. I was like, okay, I respect it.
And you think that's gonna be the worst? The next week, me and Robbie's one of our favorite movies that we watched this year.
You mean me and yours?
Yes.
I haven't watched it yet, man. But
which will be. I sent Robbie the screener. It's an Italian horror like no other, man. You're gonna love it. That's the movie. The tune.
And I'll just say this, Dylan. Do you remember that time you were like, "Hey, man, why don't you just come on my channel? We have a conversation, just the two of us." Yeah. And we thought we'd be talking about comics and shit, right?
Yeah.
And we wound up talking about horror films.
Yeah, the entire 3.
And then that's when we were like, "Let's do this again," and we did it again. Yeah. And then we're like, "Let's fucking do it again," right? And we were doing a horror fest. And I was like, hey, you want to do like an after show on Saturday? And we were talking about horror movies, and we were talking about Trick or Treat, and we were talking about I don't remember. We were talking about Trick or Treat, and there was Monster Squad, right?
Yeah.
And dude, that's when this whole idea came from. And it's not just me pushing Dylan. It's not just any of us. It's Dylan. Dylan, like talking to you opened up something inside of me again, because I may just be a casual horror fan.
For sure.
But
I'm definitely casual. Messing with Dylan, I'm a casual for sure.
Dylan, you are an influencer.
Until I met you guys.
You have influenced hundreds of dollars out of my fucking pocket for Green Factory and Arrow and Vinegar Syndrome, and I hope Amazon really appreciates you, man. They really need to.
They don't.
Platinum membership.
Yeah, they fucking should be giving me a goddamn percentage. Hey, I'm
gonna give Terrifier and Terrifier 2 an honest shot again. God damn.
I gotta watch
it. Watch it as a double feature. The first one's not as long, so at least you got. At least you don't.
But there's really a story.
2.5 hours.
Actually, I propose we probably should have done All Hallows Eve too, if you want to be really thorough with it.
Yeah,
easy.
Look, bro, we already got
the anthology short.
The whole movie, the whole movie isn't about Art the Clown. There's only
it's not. But he's the framework.
If you get the time, I'd say watch the fucking 30 minutes that Art is in All Hallows Eve, but. It's not necessary.
It's still shorter than Storm of the Century, though.
And look, you guys are already talking about how long Terrifier 2 is. So, but
I mean,
no,
don't get dissuaded, man.
He's got a big presence, Art the Clown.
Oh yeah,
he's got a very he just looks evil as F, like you know. So,
but I'd still like to party with him. That's the.
No, man, I think next week is
He
going to be an
appreciates good
absolute
bush.
blast. It's perfect timing because the Blu-ray just came out this week.
Oh,
So
wow.
perfect time. I just fucking I can't wait, man. I love both of them. I love the second one so much. So I think there was no it was perfect for me to start off Terrifier. Every time I forget to blow you up when you do the thumbnail like that. But that freaking I'm hype as hell though to review both of those, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Look at that good ass thumbnail, man. Look at that creepy ass motherfucker, bro.
You know who kind of looks like Spiral? The dude from Saw, the little
I think he looks better than
puppet.
Jigsaw?
Jigsaw.
Jigsaw the top hat.
What's that?
I said Jigsaw the top hat.
I like
No,
that.
that top hat reminds
Put
me
a top hat on him.
That top hat reminds me of Adebisi's from Oz.
No.
I wonder how the hat stays on.
So we go back. Hey, I'm giving y'all an extra day too. So we go back to next Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We will be reviewing Terrifier 1 and Terrifier 2 on Dylan's Horror Show. Definitely, you will not want to miss it next week. It's going to be a blast, man. It's going to be a gory one too. So definitely recommend it.
Wait, did Mike misspell Terrifier on that?
I don't know. Go to it.
Is there supposed to be IER? Or is it just ER?
No, it's
IER.
It's IER.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Although it would be Terrifer.
No, yeah, he got
The,
it. Terrifier. Yeah.
It'd be the Terrifer.
I'm sure
I
we
hate
got
when that
some
happens.
shit for show and tell.
No,
Who got
I'm
some
good.
show and tell this week.
Not I. Said the fly.
Nothing this week, Steph?
No, sir.
I got a handful of things.
Yeah. I got a few things from Christmas and everything. Fable, you got anything, my brother?
Nah, no deliveries, man. They don't.
Nothing.
They're not coming. I don't know.
Yeah, man.
Not on time.
Dude, I
They stay
know.
out of the Bronx at the Christmas time.
Yeah, tell me about
Fuck that, bro.
it.
They
So I
definitely
can't
ain't
order a
doing-
PS5. It's like shit. I gotta watch out every corner. Like who's gonna take my
Dude.
PS5?
Just talk to Perry. He'll send you a picture of his.
I'd love to get me a PS5. That'd be sick. But let's see. Who wants to kick it off then? I gotta run downstairs and grab a couple of my things.
I'll kick it off.
Kick that shit off.
Kick it off, Rob.
Let me kick this motherfucking shit off. That's what I'm gonna
Yeah.
Plus a
Right
funky
now.
freestyle.
All right, so we did this PCP gift exchange shit, right? Like where you had access to my Amazon wish list, you could send me something and I want to send you something back. However, people are sending me shit anonymously, which is pissing me off, but I appreciate it. Phantom of the Opera. This is from my wish list. This is the Dario Argento one, which is basically softcore pornography with his daughter Azia. But I like it.
Yeah.
This came
Wow.
I'd buy that for $1.
This came from our good friend Eric the Stash. That's Eric Durance, right?
yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Mhm.
The stash.
Look at this,
Nice.
bruh.
Go stash.
Not
Go
only did
Beautiful.
you send me this, so
The slip.
I just watched that again.
Oh.
I kept going to my Amazon wish list, and then this said out of stock, and I was like, "Fuck,
Yeah.
Jackie Brown's out of stock," because I was going to get this for me soon, because I'm trying to make sure I have every Tarantino film.
I felt like that's one of his more slept on films.
It is,
Like
man.
I know it gets respect, but
It is,
I'm
and
surprised.
Jackie Brown is amazing.
It's
Yeah,
great.
Brown's a
it
hard
really
one
is.
to get,
And
too.
getting this awesome package in the mail today or this week from Eric was awesome. Eric also sent me Darkman screenplay.
Nice.
Nice.
Sam
I wanna get
Raimi.
to it. I want to get
Raimi.
to it.
fucking Liam Neeson.
Let's
Oh,
go.
shit.
It's in my top 10 of all times.
Which we've covered this on
No
PCP
way.
movie night, but
Word?
maybe we need to do
Nice.
it again.
Yeah, I haven't
This
seen that in
came-
probably 20 years.
This
Oh,
came from
great.
my
It was ahead of
buddy.
its time.
This came from my
Yeah.
buddy Blake. He sent me this House movie, the Japanese one.
Oh,
Which
House.
I-
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
dope
yeah.
cover.
Hell yeah.
I've
Really cool
never
cover.
seen this.
That's where they get Resident Evil from, bro.
Oh, is
Oh, no shit.
Yeah,
I've
uh-huh.
always heard about this film.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Uh-huh.
Now I got the Criterion edition of it, so that's cool. My buddy Hammer Time Holshoe got me this Lone Wolf and Cub Criterion box set.
Nice.
Oh, that's dope.
All of the Lone Wolf and Cub movies, including Shogun Assassin,
Oh,
which changed my life when we did that
love
with Schools Like
Shogun
Bob.
Assassin, bro.
So super excited to have it. And what a great cover, yo.
Right?
Yeah,
That
it's
is
gorgeous.
so dope.
That's an all-time movie right there, Shogun, man.
No
Oof.
shit. And then my man Perry, our friend Perry. Holy shit. Perry and his lady sent me 3 excellent gifts. One of them is Throne of Blood.
Nice.
It's a Kurosawa film. It's kind of like a samurai version of Macbeth. Love that. So I'm excited to have that. Perry also sent me, very appropriately, New Year's Evil.
Nice.
These are both from my wish list, of course.
Oh, New Year's Evil?
Yeah, got it with the
fuck,
slip.
Perry? Where's
Reversible
my shit?
cover.
You gotta put up a wish list.
You got to put up a wish list, man. Anyway, so I got that. I'll probably be watching that tomorrow night.
This guy gets how many DVDs? Are you kidding me?
And then Perry goes, I picked something from your list and my lady picked something. What do you think Perry picked and what do you think his lady picked? I don't know. I bet Perry picked this
one.
I think
Perry picked the other one.
He might have. He might have.
That's a toughie.
He told me, he goes, I'm sending you one thing that's not part of your wish list, but I hope you enjoy it. And holy shit, I don't have any of these Toonie Terrors because I never wanted to jump into that.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to get Toonie Terrors, thank you so much, Perry. I love it. I got the trick-or-treaters from Halloween.
That's cool. That's the only one I have, too.
How cool is that, y'all?
Hell yeah.
But yeah, that's what I wanted to show off. Some Christmas gifts involving movies from the PCP fam. So thank you all so much.
Super cool.
Just a side note, Perry hit me up. It was like, does Robbie have this? And I was like, I don't know. He might have that shit. He likes Halloween 3 a lot. He might have it.
I do, and I had no representation of it except for my hoodie and my like the Blu-ray that I have, right? So it was super cool to get that because that's awesome. Like I love it. I love it so much. I cannot wait. I'm gonna open them up. They're gonna be decorations. I mean, y'all, it's Halloween every goddamn day here.
Yeah, boy.
And the Huntsville Attic.
What are you getting, Perry?
I'm gonna send him some fun stuff. So
okay, we can't tell him, right? That's right.
He'll definitely be getting the PCP exclusive that we did. I still got a box of those, so he's definitely going to be getting some of those, but he's going to get some other stuff as well.
I got one of those.
He did,
signed and everything.
Yeah. Sorry you had to pay for it, but anyway,
it's all right.
Same thing with
happy to.
Sorry, y'all. It was a mistake. It was the biggest mistake in my life, but it's okay.
Was it really that bad, huh?
It was bad. It was bad. It didn't work out very well, but thanks to everybody who bought one.
Nice. You're welcome.
It was worth it.
No, I have a wish list. I don't think Robbie must have a wish list he shared to everybody.
Yeah, I shared.
It's got like 15,000 followers, bro. I mean, it's gonna happen.
Hey, man, it was meant to be a gift exchange. I'm sorry, but 80% of
keep
people
it anonymous.
Don't send me anything back, and it pisses me off. So y'all gotta make sure I got Eric's address because he told me not.
Eric
to
actually, he actually told us that he's like, man, I made a mistake and forgot to send the gift anonymous.
Oh, Eric.
So that was his intention. He wanted to send it anonymous.
Yeah, Eric is the best, bro.
His first mistake was when he messaged me. He goes, "What's your address?"
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And then Perry made the mistake because you can go on someone's Amazon wish list and buy them something and have it shipped to them.
There's
right?
He had to send it to you.
Don't give him my address.
His house. Terry's like, I'm so high, dude. I think I had the shit sent to my house. So he had to send it back. And it was everything that Perry sent was gift wrapped meticulously with Nightmare Before Christmas wrapping paper. It was awesome. It was
That's
awesome.
dope.
Batman.
That was him, or was that
Batman?
I'm sure the actual wrapping was done by Evolving Earth Angel. But
Earth Angel.
Won't you be mine? That was beautiful.
Really good. Proud of y'all.
I got a little something. This is one of the rare times I have something.
Nice.
Let's go.
Post Christmas. We'll start.
Nice shirt, by the way, bro. Jesus.
Thank you, bro.
Oh shit! Yeah.
I know horror deep cuts
pops.
and stuff. Can't go wrong. One of the best slashers ever made. Got it on 4K. Super happy to have that. I asked for these too. Where did I get it? The shirt is Fright Rags.
Where'd you get the first Scream?
I don't know. Amazon. I got it for Christmas. I assume that's where she got it. It's got to be.
I'm shocked you don't have that, Dylan.
Because you know what? Amazon's gonna get a shit. They're about to get a shit phone in a few minutes.
because I ordered that motherfucker twice without a slip.
I was surprised I got a slip for it. It does say 25th anniversary.
Dylan never gets a slip.
No, it's that same thing.
Is it?
Okay, once I ordered it, it came with a fucking like a clear case.
Oh, nice.
No slip.
How did you not get a slip with the second one?
I don't know. That's what I was like. I might have to go and order one because now it bugs me.
Here?
Dude, before I started getting on this show, I've said it a bunch of times. I used to I've got
Get
every
slips.
Marvel movie on 4K. I would take the slip and I would throw it the fuck away.
I know.
No way.
I used to. It's like an extra thing between me and my movie.
It's worth more than the movie.
Amazon will send me a slip. Amazon sent me a slip of Interstellar, but couldn't send me a slip of the Black Phone, which came out like a month and a half ago.
And you got no slip?
No slip, but you get Interstellar, which came out 4.5 years ago. They got plenty of those slips.
Right, because no one's buying Interstellar. So anyway, these are all the streaming movies that are on 4K.
I guess everybody must be buying Black Phone, and I don't know.
Oh, for sure.
I got my Black Phone with the slip.
Oh, you bastard!
This I just watched.
Nice.
I keep hearing about it over and over. This is basically, I think he did Evil Eye before this. Mario Bava did, which is an Italian giallo. This is supposed to be like his masterpiece.
Yeah,
giallo. The cinematography, fire as fuck. It's something that would be cool for us to talk about one day on the show. But yeah, Blood and Black Lace. It goes by a bunch of different names. It's it's an Italian giallo. I enjoyed it. It's a beautiful film, and I look forward to watch it again because by the end of it, with all the Italian giallos, by the end of it, they tell you who the killer is. I'm like, now who the fuck was that again? So I always enjoy it more on the rewatch because they don't like spend much time on character. So that was cool. I'm happy to have that. Really happy to have it in the collection, but not as happy as I am to have this in the collection. I know Dylan got it
with the slip.
It is beautiful. I didn't throw the slip away this time. I fucking loved it. This is out of all the movies that I've been introduced to from Dylan and Robbie. This is my favorite one. This is in like my top 10 horror movies, top 20 films of all time. And another thing I'll say, the first time I watched this, I'm like, that's pretty good, but I don't know why everyone's freaking out about it. And it took me a couple times to fully appreciate just how, for whatever reason, I don't know why the reason, but it took me a while to appreciate it. But this has always been one of my favors.
Fire.
Beautiful steelbook.
The only thing better than a slip is a steelbook.
Right.
As long as the steelbook has a good cover.
And a steelbook with a slip, forget about it.
I know.
Chef's kiss.
With a steel slip. So this on 4K. I'm really looking forward to. I just watched this movie a couple months ago, so I haven't dove back in. You have to check out the 4K.
Vern, put that case back up to the microphone and slowly open it up, and let's listen to that sound it made as it's
click.
Oh,
do it one more time.
See how secure it sounds.
The first time it had like air.
Back to Blockbuster.
You can hear the air.
But that's it. That's what I got.
Mascara for me.
Nice, very nice. Hold on my bed. Scarphead, you want to go next, brother?
Yes, I have a short.
Nice haul, Vern. I love it. I love the pickup. I'm glad you love Black Phone so much,
Mr. Spock. I got Mr. Spock in today. This is the Polanar Spock.
That is an awesome box.
Museum.
Yeah,
you want to listen to this one? Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Is that Velcro on it?
It's childproof.
Hey,
it's childproof.
Vern has nightmares now about those Marvel slips he threw in the garbage.
Look at that. You got that. And then you got another thing. You can't have to get that up. And then you finally see Spock.
Oh, nice.
That is awesome.
I got to take him out to display.
Dude, those things are so detailed. It's insane.
Yeah. Everyone I've seen so far has been extremely detailed.
Yeah. They're super fan. They're super fan. What do you call it?
And the thing is, they're only like $100 compared to
fan service.
Compared to Hot Toys, they're pretty good for the price they are compared to Hot Toys, which is like $500. So.
No, I would say they're price wise, they're about the same, almost exactly. Yeah. But they are the only thing comparable to Hot Toys head sculpts. I think they look just as good as Hot Toys.
They do.
I've never gotten it.
All right, so I got this. This is one of my favorite kind of like stuck in situation movies. The Towners with Jack Lemmon.
Oh yeah.
Dennis took place in New York when it was still a badass ghetto sewer. So there we go. And
now
this
it's
is
just a ghetto sewer.
That's right.
Badasses.
So it's an import region, multi-region import Blu-ray, and this movie also, along with one of my other favorite lesser seen Martin Scorsese films, After Hours. Watch that as a double feature. This one in After Hours.
There you go. There
They
you go to
really-
knowledge.
Really go. I picked this up. It's a Ray Harryhausen special effects Titan Blu-ray on the making of all his movies. It's got Joe Dante and a bunch of other people. Jay House.
No slip. No slip.
Nice.
No slip. I picked that up. This movie I already picked up because Steph said it's a fucking great movie. I haven't seen it.
Ooh.
In Bruges with.
Oh, nice. That's a wonderful film.
Picked that up in 4K.
Who's
And,
that? Kino?
it's a Kino Lorna 4K. Yeah.
And it got a slip.
That new one
You're
from
gonna love
that
it.
same director
that's
this
the-
year, right? The
Yeah,
big-
The Banshees of Inisherin. Yeah.
And Brendan Gleeson, man, I love him along with Callum Farrell in that new movie as well. So I picked that
That's
up.
a great film.
We're watching that.
I've never seen that. Man.
One of Robbie's favorite came out this week. Yes, it's Terrifier 2
Oh,
Wow.
in 4K.
Damn, it already came out. Shit.
Yep.
And there it
Nice.
is.
It came out Tuesday.
I did not like the slip when I first saw it in person. I still don't like it, but it's better than I thought. Because it's got
pretty
her as
cool.
the
Yeah, I can
angel
dig it.
there
Yeah.
and the split
Yeah.
screen.
I fucking hate it.
Oh my
I can dig
God.
the slip.
It
We'll
doesn't-
save the movie thoughts.
It doesn't have a lot of features on it, which is too bad. But they are coming out with a $100 big box that even has it on VHS and a whole bunch of shit.
wow.
When I get that, I'll show it to you
I'll
guys.
tell you what, dude,
pretty
Terrifier
dope.
2 on 4K is not on Amazon. What's up with that?
It's only available on Blu-ray
Stream
from
box.
Best Buy. From Best
Okay.
Buy.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
wow.
what's not available?
Terrifier 2.
It's
On
only
4K.
on 4K from on physical from Best Buy. They had the exclusive.
Yeah, 4K you can only get Best Buy, but you can get the Blu-ray on
Everywhere.
Amazon.
Everywhere, yeah.
That's
That's
horseshit.
some
Oh,
bullshit.
my closest
Yeah.
Best
Yeah.
Buy is
Well,
50 minutes away.
Well, this is another.
They're
They're making
get it-
freaking resolutions
You can
exclusive.
order it
That's
online,
ridiculous.
Vern.
Another
You can order it
exclusive.
online.
They do that now, yeah. Another exclusive. This is an exclusive Walmart Halloween Ends. This is the 4K
Yeah.
Ultra HD.
Dude, I want that.
Okay.
I want that
With the
cover
slip.
because
I,
it's a better
I
cover.
liked it enough to get the.
Yeah, I got
We
it.
found a movie worse than Terrifier 2.
Oh shit! Damn.
Dude,
That's a
Not
great
bad.
I know how
cover.
much I love Halloween, but it kills me to spend $30 on that fucking movie.
well, I got
It'll
this-
be 17
I
in a
got
year.
this- I got the
I
Yeah.
want
too.
that. I want that
Oh, yeah.
slip though because I like that. The cover behind the slip is dog. shit.
After watching 2001, I figured I didn't have this and probably go out of print one of these days, so I picked up Eyes Wide Shut.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Dog likes it too.
Hell yeah.
That's actually a great film.
I should have
Like,
waited
hell
to get
yeah.
this. I should have waited to get this because this has been dropping like a rock. All the different versions of it. The steelbook on House
Oh,
of
Nice.
And
Okay.
I
Steel
think,
book.
I think you can get
Nice.
this steelbook for like $41 now.
I thought it was like 31.
It was like 30 last time you shared it. It keeps
31
going
was
down.
31 was the Blu-ray, and this
Oh,
was
is
two.
it- They're like
That's
going to
real
be giving it
clever.
away by.
I know maybe
Spring.
maybe
Yeah,
it's not
that's when I'll
selling.
buy it.
Just
Right.
wait
It's
till
not
next
selling.
year.
But I love the steelbook on that one. Really.
Yeah, dude, I
Yeah,
want
it's
that
gorgeous.
steelbook too. That steelbook sexy.
My
Unless
second
it's,
favorite
uh,
show of the year.
Hell
A couple
yeah.
movies I got, and
Yeah.
this one I actually got with the signature of its director, Fred Olin Ray. This is The Alien Dead.
Yeah, got a slip too.
1980s with the
That's a
slip.
slip.
cool
Look
fucking
at that big-
cover.
Take
Look
over
at that.
bitties.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Look
yeah.
at this.
Ah, they should
They
have
gave him
switched it
out
up.
of space to eat the living. This movie
Is
has
that a
the
Vinegar
great.
Syndrome?
No, it's the director's Make Flicks, which is the director's label, Fred Olin Ray.
Is that in the movie? Do we see that in the
Something-
movie?
Is that
That
the-
right there?
Something similar, yes. So
I can dig it.
Fred Olin Ray is a real schlock master, but he opened this Make Flicks label to sell his movies and stuff. And I do love a lot of his movies. This has Buster Crabbe, who was Flash Gordon. It came out in 1980 called The Alien Dead. It is quite a bad movie.
Oh, I want to know that.
But I enjoyed it. And it has a good back cover of it too.
Go Flash, go Flash, go.
And then I picked up this is another one of his movies signed by Fred Olin Ray.
Oh, nice.
The Phantom Empire with Sybil Danning.
That looks
Jeffrey-
like my kind of fucking movie,
Jeffrey
man.
Combs and Robert Quarry. So
Yeah, Frank Frazetta.
Oh, is that Sybil Danning
I
from
thought-
Halloween 2 fame?
I thought the last one looked like Frank Frazetta, Fable.
So that's signed by the director.
I love that lady.
Is that on Starpad Plus yet, brother?
It will be soon.
Let's put a priority on that one, please.
She had the
Let's
best.
get that on there ASAP.
Priority queue.
And then I got
Only
Red
one,
Heat
man. Let's go.
4K with Schwarzenegger and Belushi.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
You should put that on Plex while we're talking
Right now.
right now.
And get Howling 3 on there too.
I picked up
Howling 2.
the Warriors and
Okay,
Blu-ray.
Howling 2.
Oh, nice.
Steelbook Blu-ray on the Warriors.
Howling
like
2 is
that.
not a good movie, but it's got some nice breasts in it, man.
Is that the one with Sybil in it? Isn't
Yes.
it 3?
That's 2 with Sybil, right?
When they're in Eastern Europe, that's
Right.
3.
That's 2. No,
With
3 is the
Christopher
one when
Lee.
they're in fucking Australia. It's the marsupials.
And then I picked up
Oh, I
the
hated
4K on Nobody.
No, you guys like that better or
nobody.
Violent Night?
Violent
Violent
Night.
Night.
Better.
Yeah, I feel you.
But this was
Yeah,
an okay movie too. With,
Yeah.
I haven't seen Nobody, but I did like Violent Night.
Mm-hmm.
But my favorite Christmas movie this year was Christmas Bloody
Bloody
Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I like Violent Night better.
Which I saw that Drum Dum said that if you get there's a German physical Blu-ray of it or 4K of it, it looks amazing. It looks better than it does on Shudder.
It needs that, yeah.
Really?
Shudder was
It is
lacking.
filmed on 16 millimeter, but it was streaming rough. It felt.
The thing that I would say that Bloody Christmas there was probably my second favorite. I like the movie, but it's Violent Night gets the edge because that screaming the first 20 minutes of them arguing, I could not take that, man.
It's kind of an apples and oranges, but I agree. They're both Christmas movies. One's Die Hard, the other one's a slasher.
Yeah, I give the edge to Violent Night. I do. I just give the edge.
They're both unique Christmas movies.
For sure. Christmas Bloody Christmas, the last 20 minutes, I'm like, all right, we fucking killed this Santa already. They could have had like another killer.
It was the Terminator 2 riff.
Yeah.
I had more of a problem with the ending than the beginning. I understand because they are on an 11 the entire fucking time. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, you piece of shit?
God,
I saw so many people complaining about that lead actress. I liked her.
I liked it
she was
too.
good when she wasn't screaming with the guys.
When the shit was going down, if you know what I'm saying, when shit was going down, I was like, bro, I can do it better than that. You gotta give me a chance, lady. Come on.
She was
a little annoying, but she wasn't terrible. But
I love it, man. And I want to run a store like that. That's fucking awesome. That's like what's cooler.
Yeah, you see, there was a
place that just sells VHS and fucking vinyl records and shit, right? Like that's cool as shit.
There was a dude named Robbie in there.
I know.
I made a reference to it. He's like, is there actually a dude?
What if I just beat your ass right the fuck now?
What confused me in that movie is I thought that movie was set back in the 80s and 90s, but it wasn't. It takes place now, I guess, because they're talking about Reddit and shit like that in the movie.
Oh,
it's
Alien.
just a small town.
Yeah,
Christmas,
plus people
Bloody
didn't
Christmas.
openly eat ass in the 80s, but they do that now.
Right. I know.
So how did that come from? This is spoilers.
Spoilers. There's ass eating at Christmas Bloody Christmas.
I think that they were going for that 80s vibe, though. That was like part of the aesthetic.
I think they nailed it, man. And it is drenched with Christmas atmosphere.
Hell yeah.
Drenched with it. Every goddamn shot.
The lighting and shit.
Well, a lot more than Saturday Night Deadly Night 4 was.
Oh my god,
that's a good movie, though. I mean,
that was a magical action Christmas flick,
just
bro.
watch it as a Disney film. Forget that it's Christmas.
Santa Claus is the last action hero.
It's the shit though. The first time, I don't want the entire franchise's fucking shitstorm to get people dissatisfied with the first one. That first one is
first
really
one's a classic. Yeah,
yes,
yeah, absolutely.
That's what I said. Give me a year, I'll watch it next year.
I think the sequel would be called Deadly Night, though. That'd be, I mean, if they're going safe, Violent Night 2, but I think Deadly Night would be pretty damn cool. It's the title.
Oh, they're gonna do another one?
Come on now.
You know
that was a hit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Was it?
And people love David Harbour. Yeah. It's doing quite well financially.
Well, I was surprised. I
went on streaming pretty quick, I thought.
The Violent Night movie, I somehow didn't get it spoiled that he was fucking Santa Claus. I just figured David Harbour was a dude in a Santa suit.
Oh no!
So I was like, "Oh shit, he's the real deal.
He's
That's real
actually,
Santa."
I
That
love
was
it.
that was cool.
Can I pose a question real quick? It's the end of the year, right? What's everybody's singular favorite horror film of the year?
Great
Dylan,
question.
what's yours, man? You're the expert.
You need a stream to do this.
Tough one, man. It was a good year, I tell you.
It was
it was very solid.
You talking about stuff that came out or stuff that you just saw?
that came out this
Stuff
year.
that came out this year.
2020.
I'll just mine's X 100%.
Mine's probably Barbarian.
I second that. Yeah, Barbarian.
Yeah, I think
that was a welcome
Barbarian-
surprise.
I think I
favorite
like
Christmas horror movie was Christmas Bloody Christmas because Violent Night is more action, obviously, but
Yeah.
that was my favorite Christmas horror movie.
No, we're just
Yeah,
talking about
Barbarian was
overall.
like a Barbarian, dude, and I'm so pissed that I still haven't heard nothing about a physical release for that one.
That's crazy.
That's odd. Yeah.
That
So
movie's
fucking-
pretty hyped up.
It's
would,
so good.
I would say Terrifier 2 for me.
And dude, just Barbarian, I didn't go in. That was one where I was like, I didn't watch the trailer, I didn't know shit about, and it just blew
It was
me
just-
away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Respect.
Fable, would you
Yeah.
say one?
Hey,
I didn't really
your
see a lot
favorite or
of
my
new stuff,
favorite?
man. I did see Barbarian and I did enjoy it, so I guess I would have to say Barbarian, but I didn't
Oh,
see
Hellraiser
X
too.
or
Hellraiser.
Hellraiser's good. I think I like Barbarian a little more than Hellraiser, probably.
And Smile, I thought was pretty good too. I thought
It
Smile
was.
was
Yeah.
really good.
Smile would be my brother's favorite, I think.
Smile's coming up, I believe. So stay
It's
tuned.
up there.
And Scarpa, every movie comes quick to streaming nowadays. Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think Violent Night. Obviously, I think they wanted to get it on streaming before
They
Christmas.
needed to get that out before Christmas, man,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's why we were able to watch it, most of us, right? So that was
Yeah.
really fun.
That
was
multiverse of madness,
I'd have
the
been
Batman,
pissed if
all
I
those
couldn't
movies
watch it
came on
until
streaming
after
quick.
Christmas.
Yeah, they did.
Well, I mean, it did pretty well in the theater. People did go
Bat-
see it for the time it was in there. So
I question that. I mean, evidently they keep doing it, so it must be working. But
Black
I don't know about
Adam.
you guys, but I find myself being like, "Oh, I couldn't make it to Wakanda forever. Fuck it, I'll just wait a few months. It'll be on
It's gonna be, yeah.
I do it all the time.
Yeah.
Movies
That's
are
what
like
Batman-
$100 for a family.
Came out
I
and-
do that with
It's crazy.
Avatar.
no, I mean, I don't. If I can do it, I'd still like a movie like Avatar 2 or something like that. I'd rather go and see it in the
Totally,
theater.
especially
yeah.
that movie.
Well,
But
something
they
that's
make it
filmed
for
for that,
movies.
designed for
But the
that
nice thing
experience.
nowadays
Yeah.
is if you life comes up and you can't see it, which happens all the time, you can see it a week or so, a couple of months later on streaming.
Well, I'll tell you this too, man. Like I know a lot of people like to be like, "Oh, my home theater is
still like going to the
comparable or
movies.
this or that." Here's the
Nothing
thing:
beats that shared experience.
I will always enjoy a theater, and yeah, there's nothing like a shared experience. But I don't go to theaters and with a big crowd anymore. Like the
No.
bigger crowds go to a different theater in my town. I go to one of the weaker ones, but like I like going in and not having a lot of people there because I just like seeing it in that environment. With my expensive ass soda, expensive ass Twizzlers and Milk Duds. Like I like seeing it on the big screen. However, I will say this: movies always look better on film than they do digitally. But it's all digital now. When you go to,
Yeah, it is.
Oh, don't even
Yeah,
matter.
that's yeah.
You're
it's,
just
there's
watching on a
not.
big
I
ass
don't think
screen.
it's that
28
much.
days later was digital.
If you got a good home theater system, you're sold. You're set. But there's some people like me that just love going to a movie theater with your homies or alone and watching a movie.
It's definitely the experience because there's definitely like if you have a good TV, like you have a QLED, 8K television, 4K Blu-ray, I mean, it looks amazing. Like colors, sharpness, details that you won't even see. Because some movie theaters, their screens are drab and they've been hanging there for but it's the experience of the theater.
And
You're going there for that.
One thing we do got to think about too is like when you watch certain films, you got to pay attention to how you watch them on your TV because our TVs nowadays are so advanced and they do all this stuff and sports look amazing off the bat with them, but like film is meant to look like film. So pay attention to your settings pay attention to your settings on your 4K TVs when you watch a film. Like when I watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood for the first time today, I made sure to put it in filmmaker mode just because it ironed out it took away that soap opera effect.
Take out that 120 hertz,
are a little bit,
240 hertz shit. That shit is horrible.
There's certain things that are sharp and bright that shouldn't be just off the gate when people plug in their TV, right? So like,
I sold TVs for 20 years, and people, best thing you can do on any television is go into the menu and turn all that crap off. Off. Turn sharpness down. But when people get those settings, they usually look and say, wow, that looks terrible. It's because you're trained to see them so bright in the store. When you walk in the store, they have them super torched up because it grabs your attention.
It's the contrast. They throw the contrast.
So when you watch
it's great for sports or MTV, right? And like if you're watching Terror Train, like by all means, who gives a shit? But like if you're watching something like that, like And there are different things for other things. Like with Hellraiser, the new one, I found I had to leave some of those settings on to make
Go
it
get
look
yourself
More clear.
It's
a
filmed
Blu-ray
differently
that
than
you
the
can
older
buy the
movies.
Film digital,
Astro,
right.
you can buy the disc with all the test patterns on and all the stuff that you can go in and tweak your own set really easy.
Well, basically,
like
I'm telling
$20.
people, like, research the movie you're watching. Was it shot on film? Then you got to
exactly.
tweak your shit. If it's shot digitally, it's like comics now. You know, like they produce these things, they see them on a screen, and then they get them in print. And I don't know if they do this, but sometimes I go, "Oh, what the fuck?"
Well, the biggest thing is make sure your TV is not set to game mode because that does all sorts of frame rate adjustments and stuff like that.
I've got mine set on dynamic mode, and I just fucking leave it.
That's a torch. It's a blowtorch one.
Yeah. Interesting.
Put it on natural.
I want to say
Put
this
it on
though.
natural and throw it to warm one. If you have a Samsung,
That's
it'll
what I
make
have.
things look better.
I got a Samsung. I watch everything in standard, but when I watch a movie that I think is cinematic in scope, right? Like not something like if it's just some bullshit, I don't give a shit. But even Twin Peaks, I go to filmmaker mode, and it seems lower at first, but you'll understand it. It looks more like what it would look like projected on film.
I was gonna say the best things, as we're talking about theaters, we're talking about best things we saw this year. This isn't horror at all, but probably the most fun that I've ever fucking had in a theater, maybe in my entire life. The most raucous crowd and just like laughing so hard was Jackass Forever in February of 2022. It was the most fucking fun that I've ever had in a theater.
Yeah,
nice. The only
That's
movie
like
I
a
watched
nostalgic send off.
Right.
Yeah. The only movie I watched twice in the theater this year was X. So I love
wow.
My favorite DHS, by the way, was Exorcist
3 days in a row.
Exorcist 3 was the best one, boy.
That was last year. It had to be.
Was it?
Then I'll see Silent Night, Deadly Night, even though Verno wasn't.
Was it earlier this year? It could have been earlier.
I think it was this year. Yeah, I think so. Exorcist 3 was definitely my favorite.
Actually, it might have been last year because we did it shortly after Exorcist, which was the finale for Horror Fest. Damn. Blood Diner was really fun. I don't remember who was on that one, but that one's really fun.
on that one. I did that one. That was fun.
Blood Diner was fun. Silent Night, Deadly Night was a great conference. What was the one that we did?
Henry was pretty fun.
Henry was great.
Henry was
Portrait of a serial killer.
On the panel.
Yeah.
We were what was one we just did a couple weeks ago where we were like, this was the best Dylan's Horror Show ever?
Oh man, that was
was a Storm of the Century.
That or was it Your Next? I think it might have been Your Next. I don't know.
No, it was Storm of the Century. Yeah.
But as far as movies that I watched this year for the first time that really got to me, American Mary. So Two Gun Pedro's. Thank you for that.
That left a mark, yeah, for sure. Her trying to sew herself up at the end, iconic.
Oh, it was December 4th, 2021. The famed Exorcist 3 review.
Oh,
2021.
It was Dylan, Robbie, there's Verno, douchebag, Steph, Fable, and Perry.
Oh shit, Perry was on that.
Shit.
Oh man. It's the best psychological thriller of the 90s.
I said it. I gotta stick by it.
You said it. Now you're forced to say it a lot.
Before I forget and we get out of here, my mama got me the Ash vs. Evil Dead for Christmas, which I don't have any of the Ashes, so I was definitely hyped to finally get an Ash in the collection.
Oh, I love that.
There's good heads in there too.
That's so good.
Yeah, this is definitely the best Ash. I'd like to get the Evil Dead.
That's older Ash, right?
Yeah, that's older Ash.
Yeah.
I love the Evil Dead 2 one, but the Evil Dead one they just did, I hated that one for some reason.
Yeah.
That one has that lenticular cover, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, love that.
Oh, fire.
Yeah.
Fire.
So that one was cool to get because I definitely needed them. I was so hyped for this one because I've been wanting this big boy.
Nice.
Baby.
Yeah,
this is a fucking big boy too, man.
So cool.
It's a great figure.
Holy shit, bro. I haven't even taken it out of the box, but dude, this sucker is big, man. It like I'm debating on taking it out, but I gotta take it out at least to see.
You got to take it out because the first thing you're going to do is what I did and put the fucking snarl face on.
Yeah, bro. It just do it like, and then because you see it from the side, man. So it's like I want to see that sucker's face, man. Like
it's great.
They
NECA's so good because you can still display those boxes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As well as the figure. Yeah.
Well, you
love
keep
that
the
artwork.
box.
I got
keep
the Fright Rag shirt with this artwork on it, so I love that they did this artwork.
That's my favorite box they've done, and I love every box they've done.
Yeah, bro.
I hate their Elvira because it doesn't have that. Their Elvira has that like clear front, which pisses me off.
Oh, what the hell?
Oh yeah. I know. I wasn't a fan of that either, honestly. That was a bit of a bummer. She also got me this, which I don't really get the Funkos too much anymore, but I was hyped to get this because I love it's like
What is that?
Got a comic in
it's
there.
like the VHS cover line.
Yeah.
That's it.
So I was a little weird that he's like all orange. I felt like they should have done the mask because his whole
Glows
suit
in the dark though.
Yeah. I thought they should have just done his face. I don't know why they kept his suit orange.
Is that kid Michael?
No.
What is that?
It's just
Looks
Michael.
like baby Michael.
The new
But they
Funko
did.
Michael, I do.
Yeah, it
not
looks
love.
like
the
baby
dark
Michael.
one, so his suit kind of like looks
It's bugging
orange
me out.
and his face looks a little.
Mm.
But
Hey, you guys are the best. I got a dip, man. You guys are the shit. I'll see you next week. Peace out. Right around.
Bruno.
See you
Later,
next
fellas.
year, brother.
Then I got this from my mom. All these were from my mom.
Oh,
Chuckles.
nice.
Chuckles. And then this is one of those black light ones, but you know I love my killer
Oh,
clowns.
Jumbo.
That is neat. I haven't seen
That's
that.
badass.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Those black light ones are awesome.
This is the
I
first one I
haven't
got. She's got my mom actually has quite a few of the black light ones. She loves them.
I got the Frankenstein monster one, and I'm so worried. I
So
want
they light up. Is that what you said?
With a black light.
Yeah, they glow under the black light.
This one looks cool though, just like the color change on it looks really cool.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I picked that up. That's kind of cool.
Ain't nothing better than
I
smoking
got me a
Put on the
couple shirts. You'll see one of them tomorrow, and I'll show the other one off. I'm kind of weary about pulling them out now, so I'll probably show them off next week. Honestly, yeah. And Vern's not here, but I pulled this out. Where's my slip?
Badass.
Where's my slip?
Where's the slip?
Motherfucker.
They gave it to Verno on accident.
Yeah, Vern, you stole my slip, bro. And then you
Really?
probably threw it in the trash, and then you were like, I want the slip now, and then you bought a new one. And
Dylan's gonna be off to a rough start in 2023 because he didn't get the Scream slip.
Terry Train.
The Scorpion release.
Scorpion's good company.
It's a good release.
And I got my Carrie, but it's the regular version. Dude,
No
see
slip?
now I'm like really anal.
Slip.
At first, the slip. I got the replacement slip, yo.
Wait, yeah, you got the original poster art though, which I
Okay.
love, man.
Yeah. No, see, that's what I was gonna say. I'm like real anal now because behind me, I've started like a whole 4K collection of all the new Scream factories. I'm missing like the Craft. What's the one? The Cat Eyes. I'm only missing like one or two, like 2 or 3, I think. But They Live is one I'm missing because I tried it and I couldn't get the slip, so I sent it back, and I'm just gonna get the Steelbook. But I'm trying to get all the regular ones with the slip. You know what I mean? Because it's got I like the way that
I will tell you that I don't
4K.
like the 4K slips as much as the other Blu-ray slips.
Oh yeah, no, I hate this. I hate
silver
that.
band on it.
I
Yeah,
hate
all
that silver
bullshit.
band. And you'll see with my Terrifier 2 4K. You see why mine looks a little different, Scarphead?
Yeah, yours
Yeah,
looks
because-
great. That's
yeah,
is that
because
the European one?
No, they
Well,
all
at
look
first
like that.
I had
to be
ordered
honest.
the one here. Where's yours, Scarphead?
No. It's the same thing. Look, it's the same fucking thing.
I have this one
I
too.
know you swapped them.
But
you screwed the company that you work for. You
where's
didn't
yours?
back the thing.
I also swapped because I had the Amazon Blu-ray, and I cannot stand that fucking
Yeah, the
silver
cover art,
band.
it's terrible.
And this one says
Well, no, this
collector's
one's not
edition
bad.
instead of the blue. So I switched them because I
Nice.
thought this looked way better.
You
I
pulled
didn't
the
like
switch.
this one had the freaking 4K band or gray band on top. So
Do
I
you
switched
realize
it, and I like this.
what
It
kind of-
looks way better
what
with the
kind
black.
of a fucking apocalypse you have wrought by putting a Blu-ray slipcover on a 4K release? Don't you
Bro,
understand
it's
that's
the
not
same
done?
exact slip, and this is the collector's edition,
The
I was
baby.
gonna
world-
say, man, I wish
the
a slip
fucking-
could make a movie better.
Bro, this
I
slip
tell ya.
is better.
Now the apocalypse will
So which
happen.
slip do you like better?
I like the one on the right, but that's immaterial.
I like this one.
That's
I
very
know, that's
deep,
why I said
man.
the one on the right.
Everything's
That's why I like
immaterial
that
when it
one.
comes to physical media.
I like that one.
And I got this for like $4 over
Yeah,
Christmas.
Nice.
Had to get it. I've been on such a huge like
Demolition
Sylvester Stallone action kick lately.
Man.
So this was a must-have.
I fucking love that movie.
Have you seen Samaritan?
I don't think so. Oh, isn't that newer?
Yeah, it was all right.
I didn't watch that one.
Yeah, it
I've been
was
watching
alright.
Tulsa King though. I've been watching Tulsa King.
I gotta check that out.
I got boot stomped last week.
Tulsa King just seems like something my dad would watch, so I don't want to watch it.
No, that's pretty good.
It's pretty good. I got this, but I think I'm gonna send it back because I really didn't care for it, to be honest.
Oh,
Dylan
fuck off, Dylan.
Dylan thought that movie should have more darkness in it.
That movie is so good. You
It's
need to watch it again.
Yeah,
It's
I didn't
because
like
it's
I liked the first 2/3. I didn't really care for
because
that.
it was dark then, but then
I
they
didn't like the
revealed that
ending.
Humanity.
Yeah, I feel like it has a
is
different
overcome.
tone. I feel
It
like
does.
2/3
It
in
does.
it has like
It
a
does.
different tone, and then
It does.
it ends like with all these like beep boop beep beep boop beep boop
Because
beep.
we're
Like,
learning
I
to
just-
communicate
You're
without
way
killing.
Dylan, I love you. I'm proud of you, but you're way the fuck off base on that.
well, once Scarp had like kind of told me what it's about, I was like, okay, man. I was like, I was going at
What
it.
are we talking about?
I thought it had like it has way
Close
darker
Encounters,
tones. It has way darker tones in the first half of the movie.
It does.
Encounters is amazing.
It like lightens up, but I'm gonna watch some special features and I'm gonna give it another rewatch.
We're gonna do that on PCP movie night. God damn it, man.
He
Because
said,
I love
did
that.
he,
goddamn it.
did he just say that the Close Encounters song is bleep boop beep boop bleep
Yeah,
boop?
he was
No,
doing that, man.
Fucking aliens. The aliens like communicating with them at the end.
Because
that,
music
man.
is like a universal language, just like math, whatever. Dude.
That movie had Francois Truffaut.
Hey,
That movie is
so
so
some
fucking
things,
good,
hey, you
man.
don't like
I
Terrifier
love it.
2, man. Some
I
things
love
are
it.
just not my
Do
thing.
not compare Close
Yeah,
Encounters
yeah,
to
yeah.
Terrifier 2.
Even I'm gonna give you
Dude,
shit on that one. Dylan.
E.T. is way better than this.
Sorry.
Oh, what the fuck? Get
I
the
don't know,
no,
Dylan. I'm
you're
sorry.
This movie,
I can't
this
do it.
movie is fucking
Oh, yes, let's
gorgeous
go.
on 4K
Let's
though,
go.
man.
Great.
I couldn't believe I got the slip, but I figured I got the slip because it came like fucking like dog shit.
That is
It's like
such
a,
an underrated science fiction movie. I swear to God, like
That's a
nobody
great movie,
talks
man.
about it.
This
Yeah,
is all
Dude, when I was a
it's
kid,
all
I loved that
fucked
movie
up.
so much. I was like 3 titties.
3 titties, yeah.
This
So
4K
underrated.
Robbie looks so good too, bro. Like
I
this
love
4K
it.
is one of the best 4Ks I've ever seen, man. It looked incredible.
Scarpad, you gotta do it, bro.
We got a new
What's that?
Running Man
Oh,
coming
yeah,
out
hell
too.
yeah, he does.
We got a new,
it's-
we got a new
Running
trailer
Man.
for Running Man coming too.
Yeah, bro. He just got Running Man on 4K like a month ago, so he
Yeah, I got
definitely
Red
should.
Man looks really good. Yeah, too. Also.
Dude, I'd love to do that one too. Speaking of Sylvester Stallone,
Nice.
Yeah, boy.
freaking got Rambo Last Blood.
Last Blood.
I remember I went to go
Not as
see
bad
this
as
one.
movie.
I went to go see this in theaters with my pops. It was a
kinda
little bit of a disappointment because we.
Yeah.
They should actually call that movie Rambo Home Alone.
Yeah. Rambo is a downer because, man, he doesn't even succeed.
Rambo McAllister.
I'll tell you what
Yeah.
though.
this is my favorite. This
Yeah,
is
That's the
that
my,
better
one-
Rambo one. Yeah.
Is that the
my
2006 one?
That's
Oh
the best
my
one.
God.
This is my
2008?
favorite. This is my all-time favorite Rambo film.
Yes.
This
Well,
is
First
the
Blood
best.
is the goat, but that one is amazing.
dude.
Yeah,
First Blood is
Blood's just
good, but
it's a
this
different
one,
type of movie.
This
no
one
shit,
is
Scarpad.
so.
Don't condescend to me.
This
I know,
shit
but
is
I'm saying one
We did a
thing is,
goddamn Rambo franchise review 3 years ago. So fuck off, man.
This
Okay, I
shit
know
is
what I'm doing.
batshit crazy though, man.
This
This is
kid's
like
sharp,
my,
yeah.
such a good film,
triggered-
bro.
you got
I've
triggered.
never seen a single human drop so many bodies.
No, Rambo 4 is really fucking good, man. And the only one actually called Rambo. So
That's why like this one was
and
kind of like
Scarpad's
a
right. First Blood's a
letdown.
way different film. It's hard to
Was
compare.
this originally called Rambo Last Blood, or was it just called Last Blood?
No, it was originally Rambo Last Blood. That's a weird naming sequence in the Rambo film.
This
Yeah.
one says the extended cut. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that was the director's cut. Yeah.
I love
like
that
that,
British dude now. What the fuck, mate? That's what you get for trespassing in fucking Burma.
Burma.
You like that or Rocky Balboa better?
This was like
It's a
Rambo
totally
is
different
way
movie.
better than
I was
Rocky.
almost debating on waiting because I feel like they're gonna do
Yeah,
a
boy.
4K, but
Yeah, they will eventually, but who knows?
yeah,
Like
They're gonna redo the
cheap. I
graphics
don't want to
completely.
pay $30
Watch.
bucks for a 4K for it. And dude, this just came out, and I paid fucking like $10 for it. I've never seen it though, so I wasn't sure. Even
You've never seen
$10
Highlander?
for 4K.
I mean,
I've never
it's,
seen
yeah, it's
That's why.
good. It's
Highlander is
not.
fucking
Dude,
old.
I didn't know if I.
It is overrated.
Fable
Overrated.
was like any 4K
Overrated.
under $10.
It's a good
worth
movie.
it, but
It's not.
I never saw it, so I wasn't sure if I'd be like.
Highlander's got a great concept. They could definitely reboot.
Of course, I don't know what the
Tell me
director's
get
cut
the
is.
fuck out of here, because they would never make a movie again with that fucking brilliant soundtrack by Queen. Here we are, the princes of the
Yeah,
universe.
Oh, this has a
Flash.
Queen
Flash
soundtrack?
Gordon, man. That's
Highlander's
Queen
fucking
soundtrack.
awesome, man.
I've
don't
never
know
seen
what
it. Well,
y'all
I'm
No,
excited to check it
Highlander
out.
2: The
It comes
Quickening.
with some
That
cards.
shit
It
blew.
comes with a couple postcards too.
Yeah,
That's dope.
Highlander 2 sucked.
Dude, Dylan, you're gonna love that fucking movie, dude. That movie is
Oh,
awesome.
really? I'm
Trust
glad
me.
I got it then.
I'm telling you,
Is that the one with the?
5 you digs. 5 you digs.
Kid,
Oh,
what?
okay, nice.
It's got Raiden
glad I got
in
it.
it.
But then
from
if
Mortal
Dylan
I
Kombat.
really
likes
like
it,
this. I like this postcard.
if
That's awesome.
Dylan
Highlander's
likes
the shit, bro. Don't
that
listen to these
movie,
fuckers, man. Highlander's the shit, man. I'm
if
I'm a
telling you.
Dylan
casual,
likes that
don't
movie,
listen
he's
to
gonna
me.
be regretting he didn't
Yo,
buy it
no one
in
said
4K.
anything bad about. Oh no, the
I
Scar
can't
Pack.
hear you. If I like
Arcad's
the
talking
movie,
shit
what?
on Highlander, man. He's
I
like,
said,
it's not a good
if you
movie.
like that movie, you're gonna be regretting you didn't buy the 4K.
I did buy the 4K.
Oh, you did! Beautiful, baby.
That's why I was saying I wasn't sure if I should get it.
Yeah, and Dylan, like Eric says, there's no sequel to Highlander.
Yeah, no,
Like,
I
just-
would. I think I looked into it, and I
Highlander
believe that.
2.
That's why I was a little iffy on this one.
The whole point of the first movie is there can only be one.
That's what I kept seeing. Yeah,
No,
Well,
the
he's
first
all
one's
set.
I'll tell you this: the Renegade
Who the
version,
fuck
the
is
second one is
Christopher
not.
Lambert, though, man.
He's rating for
Rated.
Mortal Kombat.
This guy looks like, dude. He looks like the
He
guy
played
from freaking,
Tarzan.
like he kind of. This guy looks like the Punisher guy.
Yeah, a
You
little
know
bit
what I'm
like
talking about?
Yeah,
Like,
they do.
Yeah.
They have a
What?
Thomas Jane.
Thomas Jane.
Yeah.
That's when I see
He
this. I'm
played.
like, is that
He
him?
did
But
Tarzan too.
This
Highlander's
guy
great,
doesn't
Dylan. Watch
this
that
guy
shit
looks
tomorrow,
totally
man.
different. I'll watch it.
It's good.
Dude, I can't believe I got this, and I
Okay.
still don't have the 4K of the OG one. Don't yell at me, Robbie, because I know I need to own it. I just haven't. I don't want to spend $40 on it just yet. But this was like $6, so
Get
this
the
is
fuck out of
damn-
here, man. Let me
This
tell you
is a good
something.
movie, though. This is a good one, though.
That's the new
I need to
one, isn't
rewatch it. I need to rewatch it.
This is a good one, man. I highly recommend it. Even like, especially if like, I don't know, like I really enjoy this one. I love
Yeah,
it.
they said
but
it wasn't.
It's
They,
not.
I read
I'm not going to say I think it's a good movie. I need to rewatch it because I could not separate my watching of that
It's-
film
See,
from
I
my
can.
love of the original.
I
That's
can
what-
separate it. I can easily separate it. But
that's
this
my
is,
fault.
This is really good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's my fault. So I need to watch it again and disconnect.
Yeah.
If I can become
if
a
you
Spawn fan
disconnect, I
overnight,
think you'll
can
like it a
rewatch
lot more.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
it obviously it doesn't have the soundtrack that.
But
that,
it's
know,
got a
the
good
OG
soundtrack
one.
by Tom York though from Radiohead.
It has a good soundtrack,
Oh, wow.
and it had, dude, I think like they go a little deeper into with the story. I feel like, but dude, the ending I fucking really love, man.
Well, how do you compare that one to like the Black Christmas one?
What this
Maybe-
one?
Yeah, the 2006 Black
the
Christmas
other
is
one.
awesome.
Yeah, we don't speak of that one. But this was a $5, bro. Highly recommend because the Blu-ray is so hard to get.
Oh,
So
hell
hard
yeah.
to get. So if you can get this, especially the unrated version, this movie is a
Minus?
blast, bro. I
fun.
love this movie.
And check
You
out
might
our
as well
review.
get the
Check out our review from
newer
last-
one.
No, I saw it's like $10. Not worth it.
You should get all three if you're buying that.
Maybe if it
It's
goes
a
down to
serious.
look at this beautiful. All right,
Yeah, boy.
damn.
There we
I
go.
gotta rip
I
this
think
stuff,
they-
you know. I wasn't
I
sure if
think
I
I
was
would-
gonna send it back.
Yeah.
Once I saw how
Yes.
gorgeous that the steelbook looked, I couldn't send it back because I think it was only like
It's
$10.
awesome, dude.
Dude,
Hell
$10 for this steelbook.
No, I think it was like $7. I think it's cheaper than that.
Oh yeah, whatever. But dude, this steelbook is gorgeous, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
It is.
We covered that on Blame Fable.
oh
Years
nice.
ago.
Yeah, I remember
Yes,
watching
sir.
that episode. That's a good episode, man.
I got another steelbook, but that one's Blu-ray. This is a 4K.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Oh,
That
yeah.
movie is so goddamn good, y'all.
Dude, I love
Yeah.
it. And this,
I love the
the
sequel,
Adams
too.
Family.
this
Yeah,
has like an
both of them are good.
unrated
Adam's
cut
Family
with
values.
more Mamasuka
Yeah, they're
in
both
it.
good.
So, dude, I hope they do a freaking steelbook for the second one because this is
Oh, that's okay.
this is
That's
a really
the best,
cool steelbook.
best Tim Burton movie. That's not a Tim Burton movie.
That's what I always say too, bro. That's what I always say.
Nightmare
I
Before
always
Christmas
do-
is
I
up
always
there,
do a
but
double take, and I'm like, there's Tim Burton had to have something to do with it.
Every film that Raul Julia made in the 90s is goddamn 5e digs.
true shit. Fucking
including Street Fighter, goddammit.
Hell yeah.
Bison
Dog,
bucks? What the fuck are bison bucks?
I got this to finish. Besides those Universal Monsters box sets, this is the last Scream Factory like hard set box set I needed, and I'd never seen them, so that's why I was waiting for them to go down. I was almost debating on sending them back. I think I got it for $40, so they're $10 a Blu-ray. That's not too bad. But I
The
just
first
don't
one's
know
really
when I'm
good,
gonna
Dylan.
watch these, man, and I really don't have the money to be like, I'm broke as fuck right now. So
what was the American version called?
I don't know, man. It keeps saying it says on the back that it spawned a remake. But
Yeah, it was,
I don't know. I'd have to look it
Wasn't
up.
it called Record as well?
Probably.
no, it was.
Let me check.
An
The first
American
movie
remake.
It had Jay Hernandez in it. He was a
I
fucking
thought
firefighter.
the American remake was going to be in here. But
Quarantine.
These are all.
Quarantine. Yes.
Oh, it's Quarantine.
Yeah, those are Spanish films, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Those are Spanish.
I have that box set. I love that first one, but I haven't watched the others.
My mom also got me a pack of horror socks.
Nice.
Which, if you
Oh,
look,
yeah.
like, it's basically like a Freddy versus Jason pack.
Who's
You
on
got
there? Freddy and
you got
Jason? Oh.
three Jason and 3 Freddy's socks.
Nice.
I remember last year I got a pack and it was like 1 Exorcist, 1 Annabelle, 1 Conjuring, 1 was The Shining.
That's
think
crazy.
no, it wasn't The Shining. Annabelle, Conjuring.
Exorcist 1, right? Exorcist Part 1.
Exorcist, yeah. Exorcist. And then I think it was Part 1 because it was Reagan.
I just got a new pack that had some Lost Boys fucking socks with it. It was like Lost Boys, Friday 13th, Freddy.
Lost
It was
Boys.
It
Nice.
and Exorcist. Yeah, like I love my horror socks, man. I just got some Motu socks too. So I'm wearing some Skeletor socks right now, actually.
Fire. Are they purple?
I guess I'll pull
They're
these
black and purple.
Nice. Oh yeah.
So my sister got me this for Christmas.
Oh, that's fire.
You remember when somebody earlier said this was a short show?
Fuck.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's a fucking dope shirt,
That's
man.
fire, dude.
Like
That's
a
a
tarot
tarot
card
card.
for Ghostface.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I seen they've done a couple like of the tarot card ones, and this is my first one, so happy to get that one. My sister knows me damn well, I tell you.
That's awesome.
So shout out my sister Jordan for that. She's the best.
I got a Green Knight tarot card one that I love, but that one's
nice.
awesome. I want to get one of those, man.
I tell you too, man. She's a fucking MVP for this, bro.
Oh, shit.
Sick.
That's sick. Hell yeah.
Look
That
at the
reminds
Yeah,
me
the
of,
black and white makes it even better.
Yeah.
Reminds me of
that's
something like Red
fire.
Room.
dude. The white really makes that shit pop, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
looks
does.
dope.
So I can't wear a
Yeah,
white
yeah.
shirt because people
I
see
mean,
my
they-
fucking nipples and shit.
Yeah, usually I don't get a lot of white shirts because I'm so scared to mess them up, man. But
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah,
I
I feel that.
fucking love this.
No,
shit.
and they
That's
turn
why-
colors over time. They just turn yellow for no reason.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, and dude, it's like a $25 shirt,
It's
man.
because you're super sweaty, Fable. That's why.
Yeah, that too. That too.
But
That's a
I
dope
also-
shirt. Though. It really is.
Thank you, brother. But yeah, I also got 2 more shirts. These were from the wifey. I've had these like folded up. I haven't even. I tried them out once. So I got one for an upcoming Scar Pads Domain show. I'm really hyped to get this because my other shirt, my girl got makeup on it, and I haven't been able to get the stain out. So
Oh,
Nice. Okay.
Killer
and I work
Clowns.
with.
That's nice. I like that one.
Yeah.
Guess had an eventful night.
What does it say? Oh, from outer space. Okay, I didn't know if it said something.
I like the colors.
Dude, she couldn't find me fucking I'm normally an XL, but she got these from this one store and fucking she got me double X because they didn't know, and they were just like, normally all those shirts that I get shrink a little. She's like, we can't pass them up there. He's gonna love them. And they ended up actually fitting me perfect because they ended up like that company. Their shirts usually fit a little tight. So I was actually like, oh, dude, these are actually perfect, dude. So it worked out that they fit perfect. So, but this is the last one. And it's tough for me to pick which one I want to wear for next week, man.
That's a good one too. Yeah,
nice.
Good too. I still like the other one. The other one's really good.
Rock the white one in honor.
Yeah, I'd say the white one.
Dude, you guys know I'm usually a all black guy, so this in the long run, this one's gonna be.
Dude, say what you want about the movies,
gonna last way longer,
makes
but
a good shirt.
That white one, man, is fucking nuts too, bro. I can't believe like it just because of like how he looks. That white makes that black pop, bro. But I love this one too because it's like a super bloody one,
No, it's fire.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, dude, the wifey hit that on the nail, and she also got me. She got me 2 Blu-ray shelves. So I was gonna get like one big one, but I kept seeing that they kind of crumble, man, or like fall in. So I was like, I don't want to get those. So I got like 2 medium-sized ones to put right here. Because if you see my Blu-rays, man, it is a mess, bro. And it's like I'm trying to keep it cordial so nothing gets ruined. But dude, I was just I couldn't believe that she got me those, like not one, but because my sister and my wife both went together, so they found the shirts together. So and my girl was like, look, I was on my hands and knees like trying to like find you all these, and because they were like at the bottom hidden, and I was like, dude, well, you came in clutch because I fucking love them. So
hey, real quick, you guys were talking about ass. Did I ever show my big ass?
I thought you said ass at first.
Yeah, me too.
No,
what the hell?
No, dude, that's fucking awesome,
that's
bro.
That's my big ass.
Yeah.
Right?
That
kind of looks like the ash, the small McFarlane ash you sent me.
I don't know. He's a big ass.
Like a miniature right here. Look, like a smaller version.
And batteries are dead, but I think he says some shit and stuff.
Yours is obviously in way better condition and way better detailed, but
well, let's see your ash.
This is the one you sent me.
Oh,
that's right. Yeah. It's close. Yeah.
It's close. He can't fit it has a shotgun in the back and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah,
those are the movie
yours
maniacs.
Is obviously way. Yours is obviously way better.
Yeah, that's Movie Maniacs. That was a good line.
Hey, did anyone else get this from Fright Rags?
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
No. That's sick though.
Oh no, I figured like maybe Robbie got it.
I think
no, I haven't gotten anything from Fright Rags.
That was like
they just sent it in an envelope. Like I thought that they sent me like a coupon. Like they sent it for Christmas, like coupons out, and I open it and I'm like, it's just a fucking like postcard.
I think Go ahead. Are we all frozen? Hey, you got me, man. You got me. That was good.
Got him again.
Couldn't end 2022 without one of those, man.
Oh yeah.
That's as good as these nuts.
Gotta end it that way. But yeah, so dude, as always, great show, man. You guys are literally the best, dude. I appreciate all your support this year.
The longest.
Like I seriously can't do it without you. I am so thankful for Robbie, Steph, Fable, Sharphead, and my boy Verno. Even though I know he dipped a few.
He's in the chats.
Can't do the show without you. Dude, Robbie, thanks for always sticking with me week to week these last 2 years and pushing me to always do this. Thanks for Two Gun for being like the literal general of the horror crew. So my brother said, let me know what you guys think. He said we should call the community, because we're the DHS crew on the panel, and he said the community could be like the DHS gang. You let me know what you think. Sometimes when I say gang, I don't know how people would say about that.
What about the Slip Nation or something like that, or the Slip
Nation? I like that.
We're gonna have to make. We're gonna have to throw some
DHS
names, throw some stuff out there.
We're gonna have to
and, like,
workshop
make it
these,
cool.
y'all. We're gonna have to workshop.
Yeah.
We can't commit right now. We're gonna workshop.
Yeah, no, I'm not committing to nothing. But well, I like DHS gang, but then when I say it out loud, like saying gang, I don't know how people would take to that. But I love the DHS crew. That's already there. But you know, you do got the
How about
PCP
DHS
on me.
Kentucky?
My girl was like, "Do they know what PCP means?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know what PCP is." Like,
Yeah, well, that was worse in the 90s.
Angel Dust, homie. That's what it means.
yeah.
Almost like the Backlog Bros. If I knew what the hell that was,
What's
almost be like them.
What?
Hey, I like it,
What is
bro. Wear them both mid show wardrobe change.
yeah, dude? Mariah
back
Carey
ago.
can do it. You can do it, Dylan.
Hell yeah. But yeah, I want to make like a poll or something. Figure out like a good little name for the for all you awesome guys in the chat every week. You guys are literally the best, man. Anyone got anything they want to talk about before we get out of here? Before we dip out, Scarpad and I working on a new show where we review the Twilight Zone episodes. We'll be trying to do 4 episodes per show. Probably be about a 45-minute live stream, maybe an hour at the most. Probably keep it to like 45 minutes. We'll see how it plays out. We're thinking of doing it Friday nights, like 7:30, around the time we started this show.
Won't go as long.
Good little banger to promote Saturday's show. Get on for like 45 minutes and talk about 4 episodes, then promote tomorrow's show.
And it's looking like January 13th would be the first time we do that in a couple of weeks. So.
Yeah, if we can get everything together, we gotta get us a nice thumbnail. I want to get a good little intro going, and we'll but that's definitely something in the works because y'all know.
You guys come up with a name?
Yeah, I mean, I think
this Monday on Scarpad's Domain, we'll be reviewing Moon with what's his name again?
Sam Rockwell.
Moon, yeah, the last show of the year.
Robbie, you got anything popping this Monday you want to talk about?
No.
Nothing? A brave.
We got nothing. I'm taking the weekend off. I'm very excited for that.
Brother.
This is my last stream of the year, but we do return with PCP Movie Night on January 9th at 8 p.m. Central Time with John Carpenter's They Live, y'all. And I know
hell yeah.
Fable's supposed to be there, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm
We're
there.
going to be wearing our Team Dog shades, and we are going to be going deep on They Live. It's going to be a great way to kick off the 2023 season of PCP Movie Night, y'all.
So what is that? Not next Monday, but the Monday after?
Exactly. And then very soon after that, Surf Ninjas, y'all. Watch out. It's the best show we've ever done, man.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm honored, bro, that your last stream is with me, man, of the year.
Of course, man. I love you.
Yeah. My brother. Hell yeah. Fable, you got anything popping this upcoming week that you want to mention before we get out of here?
Yeah, like Robbie, we don't got nothing going on this weekend, taking the weekend off, but we will be returning January 7th, Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern on IG Live with Blaine Fable and his amazing friends with Nick Comic Culture. Don't have any guests really locked down yet, but I'm talking to Perry, I'm talking to Nick's Kicks, I'm talking to Dale of Suspense. I got a lot of guys lined up. Everybody's a go, just got to get them in. Lock them in, but yeah, it's going to be a great year for that show, man. We're going to really try to make IG the place to be on Saturday afternoons, man.
Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah. Love it, brother. Love it. And make sure you go check my boy Fable out, One Collection down on Instagram. Like I always say, best freaking IG show, live show there is on the entire Instagram platform. Don't sleep on it. Literally, if you love what we do, man, you'll love what he does on there, man. Talks about nothing but pop culture and some of the greatest movies you can ever review, man. Go support him, man. Definitely go support Scarpad's Domain. Doing a show every Monday, 7:45 Eastern. You already know, go follow my boy Pop Culture Philophers. Always got something busting every freaking day. The man's so busy, I don't know how the hell he has a full-time job and does this as a full-time job. Seriously, freaking MVP of the year right there. Love you, Robbie. I love all you guys. Seriously, everyone in the chat, Eric, Two Gun. Seriously, you guys are the best. Bobby D. Shoot, my shit zoomed in. Who else was up in here? Road Collecting. Zach. We had my little bro Ev up in the chat. Warren Smith. Let's see, Duffy. Mark Talks Comics. Kenneth Bird, Burns, Garcia, Brother Joe, Big Hearn.
Joe.
P Money was up in here. And GT Comics was up in here. And I think that's about it, man. Everyone, dude, I seriously hope you guys have a great New Year's Eve. Have a great New Year. Stay safe. Don't get into no trouble. Don't do nothing that the DHS crew wouldn't do, which that ain't that too long of a list. So have yourself a hell of a time. Have a great New Year's Eve. Have a great New Year. We love you guys. You guys are the best. Like, subscribe, share. Come check us out every Saturday. You won't be disappointed. We love y'all, man. Stay safe, and we'll catch y'all next time, man. Peace out.
Station.